saying yesterday on. Oh, you didn't watch the yesterday. Yeah, no, he's on holiday. He's going.
Oh wow.
He's gallivanting around Europe for 6 weeks or something. He's a busy chappy.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Wow. But I've no idea if we're live yet or not. I've clicked for it to go live, but I don't know if it's.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, as usual. Yeah, I thought maybe two of us in the stream it would work a little bit better for me today, but apparently not. So what have you been up to, mate? What have you been up to on this two-man hangout?
You know, I'm connecting with one of my biggest heroes lately, and it's pretty daunting. Friend of so as a kid, I remember the toys I sent you the pictures of.
Yeah.
This morning, the aliens. Okay.
Yeah.
So those were created by Mel Burkamp, and Mel is a genius. He ran the design end of Color Forms for many years in the early 70s, and he's
what company was that?
He brought back the old Mickey look, like with the pie eyes instead of that abysmal version they did where they tried to
who did he run that for?
Huh?
What company did he run it for?
Color Forms.
Oh, the company is called Color Forms.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember Color Forms as a kid.
I've never heard of Color Forms. No.
Oh, really?
When you said Color Forms, I assumed it was a technical term for some sort of kind of job that he was doing. But Color Forms is the name of the company.
Color Forms are these vinyl pieces that you put on the background to create your own scenes of comic characters and cartoon characters and Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. They're huge for about 50 years.
Never heard of him.
Mel, if I'm not mistaken, Mel started working for them in the late 60s, early 70s. And some of the stuff he produced is just amazing.
So it's just backgrounds for people to play their toys with. So
no. So what it is you get here. Hold on, talk for a second, and I'll go get one to show you.
Yeah. Tum-ti-tum. So I've been busy working on some more. Oh, I should probably wait till Bill comes back because I've got to tell Bill about it. So let's not just say anything. Let's just tum-ti-tum. We're making notes for cover slingers, for some future themes for cover slingers. There you go. There you go. That's all my notes for future streams. I've got my comics ready for this Saturday's show. Yep. Yeah, apparently his Color Forms are hiding somewhere in the house. Let's just oh, there he is. Black Hole.
Rather beat up, but this is the one they did for the Black Hole, the Disney science fiction movie that was trying to be Star Wars.
Yeah, I saw it.
Open it up, and you see there's a background.
Okay.
That you put the characters on.
Oh.
They're not sticking for some reason, but they should
stick. So
it's
like a magnetic background, and you get a bunch of like magnetic characters, and you can sort of play.
Yeah, they're all vinyl, and they should stick to the background.
Okay.
And so these were popular for. See, here's some.
Right, I don't remember seeing that at all. I don't think we ever got them over here. I don't remember.
Well, you may not have, and I may be stupid to even think you guys had them, but yeah. And so he created a line for them that was much more than just this toy, because this was like their stock and trade for years. They made a lot of money off of these.
Yeah, and I get a feeling I've seen that box though somehow. That I mean, that's just a black hole, from the film. I mean,
yeah, but you know what? I think they did a different version of it for this, which actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
but see, cool he's a very graphic guy, and he knows how to pull people in with the graphics. He's also probably the #1 Mickey Mouse collector. You got to see I'll send you a link to his collection. I mean, the guy is outstanding.
Okay.
Really. So I've been having fun connecting with him, and in a really weird way, because a mutual friend of ours lives, or not really mutual friend. I thought he was a mutual friend, but Mel's only met him once and
Okay.
they didn't really connect, and
Okay.
that's too bad.
So
But
acquaintances. Do you have acquaintances in common?
yeah, and exactly. Thank you, man. But he's just a really great guy, and I was telling him I've known who he was for 40 years. I knew of him in college, and I took a toy design class, and I tried to channel him. You know, I don't think I did a great job, but
so
you know.
what was the aliens you showed me the pictures of earlier on? What was that? Wasn't from Colourform, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
They're called the Colorform Aliens, but the real name of the series is.
Were they flat vinyl that you showed me?
They were final pieces. They weren't toys.
Were they okay?
But what I showed you, they're actual like bendable toys.
Oh yeah, because I thought they looked like toys.
We had a line back then called Major Mason that was put out by Mattel. Okay,
yeah, I've heard of him.
And these were the same size. So Mel's idea was to create toys the same size so kids would then have aliens. They didn't make very many aliens in the Major Mason line.
Yeah.
So now
every kid wants some aliens.
Play with. Yeah, he expanded playing like the playing value of toys like immensely.
Right.
And just a great guy. Just I'm just telling you, just
you got a lot of toys in your collection then?
You know, I have a lot of toys. I don't have the collection most people have. I'll buy things that appeal to me. I'm not a completist, so
I'm sure you got more than me anyway. So I'm sure you got more toys than me anyway.
Yeah, well, you know, I have friends that got out of toys and got more into comics, but I've basically stayed a lover of everything. You know, I like whatever tickles my fancy, so to speak. You know, I mean, and that's the thing. That's what I'm attracted to. If it makes me like happy immediately or something that really appeals to me, you know, that's kind of a big deal for me. And you saw how great those toys look. They were fantastic.
Yeah, they're just hard to store, though, aren't they? Toys, they take up room a lot quicker than comic books do, don't they?
They can. They can really easily. But they're also, they're also kind of fun to have around. I mean, we're not big toy people here, but we have toys like on our appliances and stuff.
Have you got a man cave in your house? Like you got a room set aside just for your stuff, or everywhere?
Kind of, yeah, but kind of no. It's one of those things where I have one that's about half put together that I need someone to come in and do some construction to finish it.
What, some shelves and that?
Huh?
Display shelves, that kind of thing?
No, I actually built a room on the back of my house, and and I've never really finished it like I should.
Okay.
Yeah, and so once that's done, you know.
Maybe never then.
Well, no. See what I have. The only thing I have left to do, which is not really that big a deal, is I need to take out a window and make it a doorway. Okay. Because it's connected to the house, but not connected to the house. So I want it to be totally connected.
So
I want it to be a part of the house and not a separate entrance like it does now.
So to get in at the moment, you have to climb through the window, do you? Or you've got a door?
No, I have a door back there.
On the outside,
just not connected to the house.
Yeah. So
the window. So there's a window in my room, and that window is in my house. Yeah, and I made it like 10 years ago, so I really need to get to it. You know,
so,
but
so how do you get in? It's one of those things where you walk around the back of the house and then go through the back door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I used it as a studio for a while, and then I kind of did something crazy, and I put a drawing table, a collapsible drawing table in my backyard. My side yard. Yeah. Right. And so what I do is I pull it up and attach it. And then I work out there when the weather will allow. But you know, it's getting to be close to summer now in Texas. So I don't have many more days where I can do that.
Yeah. So. Cool. So what other projects you're working on then now? Are you working on any new books or anything?
Well, funny you should say that. You know, after my Neil Adams book, I've been thinking about, I'd love to do a book on Mel Burkant. Honestly, I would love to do a book on him. But comic-wise, I've been working on a comic with Pete Coogan, good friend of mine. He's a doctor of comicology, and we've been working on this comic for 10 years, and we haven't done anything with it.
That's even longer than you were working on your blinking outside room, mate.
Yeah,
what is it with your 10-year
like
that never get finished?
The same year. No, exactly, exactly. I'm like stuck. It's like someone put me on pause. No, man. Life overcomes things, but I'm gonna get it done. But no, I have a couple things, a couple irons in the fire that I'm working on now that I'm trying to complete. Still have my TV show. Yeah, and
how's that going?
It's doing pretty good. So,
how's the TV show going? It's on a Catholic channel, is it? Did you say it's
it's going to be, but right now it's just on YouTube. But it may well go to EWTN before it's all over with, which is fine by me. But my only issue with that is we've really made it a non-religious show, because what we really want to do is we want people to think,
appeal to everyone,
and we want to appeal to everyone, but it's more like a in search of kind of show, like where we're
wondering how many shows you could get out of that. To be honest, it's like how far can you extrapolate on it?
Well, there's so much out there. It's like the most studied relic in the world, so it's there's really a lot of information out there and a lot of experts for us to interview.
So have you like finished the series, or it's got ongoing? Series?
No, we're only in the second season. We're probably going to go at least
how many episodes?
5 or 6 seasons maybe.
Wow, how many episodes in the first season then? How many?
First season only had 2 episodes. This season's going to have 4.
Right,
and then hopefully. In 2025, which is just 2 years away, we're going to be invited to go to Torino, Italy, which used to be called Turin, and that's where the Shroud of Turin is. And they very rarely put it on display, but word is the Pope is going to allow it to be displayed for a short period of time. So, if everything goes well, we'll go over there and we'll shoot the real thing.
Right.
And at that point, we'll probably figure what else do we have to do,
Right.
But that might ignite, a couple more seasons. You never know.
Okay. Did the experts not end up saying like the similar things though? I mean, is there enough different branches?
No, not at all. No,
theory.
We have one guy who absolutely thinks it's a fake. And we have, but that's what we want. We want everybody to know.
I thought it had already been thoroughly debunked, and like people had come up with exactly what it was and how it had been caused. And
what happened? What happened was there was a fire in the Middle Ages, and the shroud was rescued from a metal trunk that it was kept in, but it suffered some damage. Well, they went in and they rewove the areas that were damaged. Well, the first time they carbon dated it, they happened to take the sample from the one. Yeah, so that's why the first one didn't read correctly age-wise.
Right.
But the 2 after that basically showed that it was probably 2000
because there was a whole massive period in history where like literally there were people who dealt in relics for making money, and there's like isn't there meant to be like I don't know 12 penises of Saint Joseph around the world somewhere or something like that,
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't go that far, but I mean I get your point, but
I think it's the foreskin of like the same saint is in 10 different temples or something.
Well, yes, and there are a lot of relics that are questionable. I mean, people realize that. However, there's an entire division of the Vatican that debunks what's real and what's not, or they try to.
So they're their own apologetics branch kind of thing.
Huh?
They have their own apologetics police or something.
Yeah, kind of.
Apologetics team.
Okay. I mean,
I can just picture them being like the A team or something. Like someone's doubting. Quick, apologetics team.
I can get my hair up. I'm Mr. T.
All these bishops come running in.
Don't believe in Christ. I'm stupid, but no. Seriously, it's a pet project of ours that we've been working on for almost over a year now, and something I really believe in, and just putting the information out there. I'm not an evangelist. I'm not someone who's trying to hit anyone over the head with a hammer, saying believe what I believe. Because you know what? I have so many friends that are atheists, agnostics, Buddhists, all over the map. And you know what? Yeah. All I ever try to do is be respectful. Because, the Bible actually says to be respectful of other cultures and eat what the other people eat. Don't be disrespectful. And so, I believe in that wholeheartedly. The
golden rule.
Whether I'm right or wrong, I'll find out when I die. So, that'll be the litmus test. So what do you got this week? I do have some cool stuff to show, actually, but why don't you start?
Go for it. I've got bugger all to show.
Really? Well, let me show
the comics that I've got the last Mart, actually, because I did make a haul video of the comics I got at the last Mart I went to when I was helping Mark out, but I haven't actually. I'm not showing them on one of these weeks, one of these streams. So let's get these. Unfortunately, on the box, my microphone's coming on, so I'm gonna have to move that out of the way for a bit. Yep. Okay, mate. All right. Actually, did I show these already? I can't remember. I might show them already now. I can't remember. When was the last? When did we have the last? I think I started showing these last week, but because my net was being so crappy, it was not working.
You know why it's okay that it's just you and me? Because I'm Batman.
Batman is here as well, is he?
Have you seen
these? I think I started trying to show these last week.
So I just bought this the other day.
Oh, right. So you did Batman mask.
Yeah, and it's got a copy of Frank Miller's book in it. And it's got this. I bought two.
Oh,
but
they're worn out.
They were $40 when they came out, and I bought them at a outlet store the other day for $7.99 a piece.
You can show properly.
Yeah. So I bought I bought two for $7.99 instead of $40.
Okay, that's like a deal.
I was happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
right, I'll let you show it again in a second. I was going to try and put you in the big screen, but he didn't want to do it for some reason. It's still going.
No, it doesn't.
No, the machine doesn't want to go.
Technology.
I started showing these last week, I think. But
now that is you know what that is, right? That's an homage to Little Nemo.
Oh, right.
Yeah, by Winsor McCay, the early 1900 cartoonist.
And the bed grows legs and stuff.
Yeah. And I've
seen that.
That is awesome.
It's an interesting view of this one. It's like for some reason.
I always liked that cover a lot.
Yeah, it's right down low.
I haven't seen it enough, but I really like it.
It's not Gil Kane going crazy, is it? He likes an up-nose shot, but I don't think it is. It doesn't look like Gil Kane.
Is it? Do you know?
It's Boland.
It's Boland?
Yeah. Wow. I can see it now, but
right. Okay. But you really can't see the details of. Oh yeah. That's amazing. Oh, that's wonderful.
It's a nice one.
That may become one of my favorite covers.
Nice old Action Comics.
I love those so much. Oh my god!
Bifurcated cover. I like it when the covers are split up as well. I know some people don't like them like that, but I think they're pretty cool. And then we've got Superman petrified. Superman's petrified, and they think it's a good idea to try and break him up with a hammer and chisel to release him. It's like, yeah, that's just as likely to break him into pieces than actually release him. What are you thinking of?
That's awesome.
Right,
I did see the new Superman and Lois episode this morning. And
oh yeah, I don't have that channel, so I can't.
Oh
this is
man, I'm
this
sorry.
Is the guy.
So
this is the guy
they're
that
bringing Bizarro back, and he's going to be.
This is the guy you dress up like in the disco. Is Vartox? You've got an outfit like that.
Yeah. Him and well, that's kind of what they used to put Zod in too. They
the disco
like that a lot.
The disco suit. That's
let me see that again. Oh, that's a Schaffenberger cover, dude.
Oh, is it?
Look at the Lois.
Yeah, you're possibly right. Yeah,
got to be Schaffenberger.
I don't know. No, it looks like. I don't know. Is that? I was thinking that might be a GK on its side, but I'm not too sure.
Huh? I don't know who that is. There. That's weird. But show me the Lois part real quick.
It looks like a K, maybe. Maybe it's a weird stylized K. I'm not sure.
No, it looks like Schaffenberger. I mean, you know all the great Lois covers. You know that. You're a Lois Lane lover. Doesn't that look like Schaffenberger?
It's possible.
The Lois?
Doesn't look like
the Lois.
Possible, yeah. I'm terrible at telling linking artists, though, mate. I'm one of the worst at being able to tell artists. It's Tom Mandrake. I can normally tell a Tom Mandrake. It's something about Tom Mandrake.
Wow, that's a great. Well, it looks like it was inked by Ross Andrew.
Oh, no idea. Andrew and Giordano.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I got the Andrew part right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually thought it looked like Andrew and Giordano, but you said Mandrake, so.
I always say that I'm the worst comic book fan because literally I'm only interested in the characters. I was never interested in the writers. I never cared who did the art. Literally, I just wanted to know. I just followed the superheroes, and I was more interested. And like, KS is Schaffenberger, says Silver Knight Kyle. So yeah, that's just So I'm really terrible at being able to recognize artists. And it's
that's another Giordano Andrew cover, I bet.
Because I'd read a comic, and that was it. I just read the comic. I didn't bother looking to see who did anything on it. Yeah, Andrew and Giordano. Yeah. But to me, like I couldn't.
Since I was 10, I could pick out.
How do you know who's done the colouring or whatever, as you were saying, the inking? I mean,
that could well have been Tony Toland cover, coloring wise.
Oh right.
I have to go change shirts. Keep going. It's hot in this house.
It's Lois Lane. Lois Lane is killing him with a kryptonite blast. What are you playing at, Lois? That's not like you. You're normally such a nice girl. The world of Superman masqueraders. And 2 more startling stories. Got 4 and Beta Ray Bill. Well, this is great. I'm streaming to myself. I could have sat at home and just lifted up my comic books and spoken to myself. I am sitting at home doing that actually. I could have done that without streaming. Never mind. Yes. YouTube for me is an exercise in futility. It's a weird, funky one. Superman's lost his face. His face is over there. I can't remember if I did show these last week now. Anyway, there's a nice Black Hawk. Yeah, Ghostly Haunts. Someone showed this. I think Roger showed this recently. He showed it yesterday, I think, on the What's in the Box show. Secrets of Haunted House.
Oh wow!
Demon Ram
is making an appearance, huh? No, I'm kidding.
Who's that?
I was joking. I said, "Oh, the Human Torch is making an appearance."
Oh, Human Torch, right?
Wrong company. Fire Demon.
Something strange about Charlotte.
Oh, it's a great cover.
Secrets of Haunted House.
Stuff.
I think the ghost has just arrived. A ghost has just turned up.
What the heck? What are you doing here, brother?
Just popping in to say hi. Didn't figure.
I've missed you, bud.
Now we
beautiful
officially
cover.
You guys.
Now we officially outnumbered people
glad
watching.
we got the old man in the sea. The C standing for comics, not the C.
There, my bad.
You're younger than me, so I really shouldn't ever call you young man or old man. Oh, that's a great cover. Is that the one where they all become like cavemen or something?
No, they were turning giant and all their costumes are ripping up.
Oh, giant. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
They probably did get turned into cavemen another time.
Yeah.
Probably a time or two now in comic books.
Mm-hmm.
They always like to revisit a good story.
And it's the Z-Boys.
Yeah, whoever the heck they are. With their Z-guns.
I don't even remember them.
Aquaman.
Oh, that's a great cover. That's, of course, a Paro.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Is it Adams, maybe?
It looks like Adam's Inks.
Then
It looks
I
like
don't know.
Adam's art, but it looks like Adam's Inks. Maybe Giordano, but it looks more like Adam's Inks.
You know, Giordano did some great inks on Adams, and I think a lot of people think that of that as part of Adams' style, which it is when he inked them. But oh, that's beautiful.
Well, they were the beginnings of Continuity Studios. They worked hand in hand. So.
Nice Lois Lane.
That's gorgeous. That's a Kurt Swan cover.
Lois Lane's last mile.
Lois Lane's last. Apparently, she's on her last mile on TV series too, because she's got cancer. Sadly,
another gorgeous Lois.
Oh, that's a good cover.
Leggy Lois.
Hey, now there's a woman in charge right there.
Heck yeah. Oh, she's always in charge. Yeah. Lois freaking Lane.
There's loads of men there as well, so he wouldn't have counted for cover slingers, I don't think. Metal Men.
Love that cut. Wait, put that back up, please. It's not only Metal Man, it's your favorite. Eclipso.
What issue
yeah. Is that when they came back?
48.
Time? What?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
What number?
48 anyway.
Oh, yeah.
48.
That's beautiful. I like that.
They came back a few times, didn't they?
Cover.
Right, and they got 54 as well.
Oh, that's great. Now, that's an Aparo cover. That's awesome.
Yeah, I believe so.
That last one might have been Aparo, too. I didn't get to see it.
It's got JA on it. Yeah, I can't see indication on the first one.
It's probably not a Aparo if it doesn't have a JA. He's pretty prominent.
The Superboy.
Excuse me.
You should check out our Cover Slingers show. You was on Cover Slingers, weren't you? You was on Cover Slingers a couple of weeks back, weren't you?
Yeah. I'd love to come back. Whenever
you got to watch the show first. You got to watch the show when you're not on it as well to prove your
loyalty.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. That's the word. Yeah, you got to be in there voting for me.
I've already been on it. I'm like a star.
You got to be. You got to be in the. You got to be in the jury. You got to be in the jury voting for me, and so I win, and then I'll let you back on.
Oh, okay. Now I know. All right.
Hashtag vote me to victory. vote me to victory, and I'll let you back on.
I always do that, man. One way or another.
Can't say fairer than
you guys. Kyle,
you want to
did you have something removed from your nose?
It's just an old breathe right strip.
Oh wow, that's cool. Well, thank God for that. It's just that.
Yeah, my nose is so mangled, and then I did all this yard work yesterday, so I'm just trying to breathe. Normally,
I'm with you,
I
brother.
take them off when I go on air, but I just don't. I don't care.
No, I'm with you 100%.
And I'm sitting here with the garage opened up, getting some sun, getting some.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. So, I have a couple things to show.
Yeah, let's see that mask again.
So, I found this the other day.
Al Williamson.
Yeah, in a pile of stuff in my back room.
Okay.
Number one, I think that's worth a little bit now. And I found
worth a new bag. Looks a bit crinkly, that one. Favorite songs of Johnny Quest?
Yes.
What? That's an album, is it?
No, it's actually a 45.
Yeah, I know, 45.
They also made an album with it, and I think I probably have the album somewhere too, but I like the 45 better myself. I think it looks just super cool.
Smokey the Dragon, Top Cat. That's not the cartoon song,
yeah,
is it?
They were all Hanna-Barbera.
Ah.
Yeah. So
it's the Top Cat. Oh, Johnny. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Top Cat, most sensational leader of the gang. He's the top. He's the tip. He's the championship. He's the most tipped up. Top Cat.
Top Cat.
Yeah.
I love that you know that.
Oh yeah, it was a great cartoon, Top Cat. But possibly the only cartoon theme tune which is better than Top Cat is Pink Panther.
I love Pink Panther, but I hate the ones that they had Matt Frewer do the voice for because that character should have never had a voice.
I don't remember with a voice. No.
Oh yeah, no, you don't even want to know. It's even worse than Pink Panther and Sons.
You said Matt Frewer, right? You said Matt Frewer.
What else you want to show, mate?
Matt Frewer. Everybody knows him as Max
Headroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, since Bill was talking about this, I'm not going to go up and touch comic books or anything, but I grabbed something that might interest Bill if he's not fully aware of it. So, you familiar with this, Bill?
The complete series of miracles.
No, what is that?
Skeet Ulrich, Angus McFadden. It's an old TV show.
Was it good? I have heard of it.
Extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary.
You don't hear from old Skeet very much anymore.
He's this is a story about a Vatican investigator.
Oh, I've got to get that.
We're talking about.
Oh no!
This is literally a story about a Vatican investigator.
Oh well, and now Evil is like that too. I think the guy who used to be Luke Cage is an investigator for the Vatican.
Okay,
but like
Luke Cage, Vatican.
There's that new horror movie,
Sweet Christmas,
where Russell Crowe's the Pope's exorcist.
The Pope's exorcist, the guy that they based the movie The Exorcist on,
That's gonna be.
This is the guy.
Oh, did you know? Oh, I can't remember now. There's an actor who's popular now, and his father was the priest in The Exorcist, and I can't remember who it was. But they may have different names, so that might be why it was confusing to people. But yeah, that's great, man.
But
the Exorcist is going to be 50 years old next year.
Yeah. He's like a Vatican investigator. He gets disenchanted because all he keeps doing is going around debunking miracles. Then he has one happen to him through hemography. Do you know what hemography is? No. Where, like, if you're in an accident and you bleed and it spells something, you can.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that term, but I know
the premise to this one is whether people see God is now here, or in the same exact words, God is nowhere.
I knew you were going to say that because that's the only thing that makes sense of it being a negative
statement. Do they see God is nowhere? Do they see God is now here? And it follows his story, but he gets disenchanted. Then he leaves the church. Then he goes back to him with a miracle. Then they debunk him, but he knows it's a miracle, so he leaves it again. and then the Soledad.
Well,
how many seasons is that?
Soledad Florido get in touch with him. The secret.
It would strike me. It would strike me that if that was a miracle, then they would have made it more obvious. You know what I mean? If God can't arrange a miracle where the spelling is proper, so there's no confusion, then it probably wasn't from God. That's what I would have said in that situation.
That's the whole premise.
God
If
wants
they
the
see
right
God
people
is
to
now
read the
here,
message.
if they see God is now here, there's an angel present. If they see God is nowhere, there's a demon present.
I know.
And
Yeah,
that's the basis for this.
I'm coming right back. Again.
Like if it was really divine, then there wouldn't have been any bloody well ambiguity over it, would there? He would have made sure there was a proper amount of space between the now and the here, wouldn't he?
And they dance around that the entire series. You know, who is at play here? Is it angels? Is it demons? And then they delve into it, but it's cut short, but it's a brilliant series.
Very weird. Wow, they got a whole series out of that. Blimey.
Well, and it should have been a lot longer. I mean, it only ran for like 2 years. I can't even remember how much.
Wow. I guess they must have had some very inventive stuff in there to sort of drag it out, I suppose. I mean, it couldn't. I mean, there must have been more to it than that. I mean,
12 or 13 episodes. 13.
Yeah.
13 episodes. And 7 of them didn't even air in the United States.
Oh, that's weird. Well, where's it from then? The series
from the United States,
but some didn't air.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's really good. It's really, really, really good.
You picking anything else up lately?
No, I'm trying to let everything go. So
yeah,
I'm checking out. That's why.
So you've been trading, or not trading? So you're not trading anymore, then you're just selling.
There could be some potential small trades. I got some stuff going on up to Canada, and I've got stuff going to Mark. But
you're defecting again?
Kidding.
It's going up to Canada. Not you.
I'm literally I'm gonna become a ghost. I'm letting go. I'm at least letting go of 90% of my collection in the next year or two. So.
Right.
Well, we need to trade before you let go of all of it.
Yeah.
I know I want that Relampago for sure, but I want other stuff too.
You can have that.
Do you have any Fooms?
It's gonna be just gonna be Carly Sagan.
A copy of issue 8, but
hey man,
you can have that Relampago.
You beautiful bastard!
I guess to you.
Well, that's super sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. So what are you guys watching? I mean, I know we just brought up Miracles, but what are you guys watching these days as far as TV and super stuff? Anything?
No, not really. I've been trying to work on my new channel. I've got a new channel doing reactions to like trailers and that. So that's what I've been doing more than anything. I've been working on some videos today for my channel. I like to write some couple of things I do on my channel. Old comic book adverts, I turn them into little shorts. So I do the voices.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and also,
do you ever want voiceover or anything for that? You know, that's part of what I do for a living. So I would.
I did a whole bunch of Halloween short stories as well from horror. You know, so a couple of short. Well, it's probably about 60 horror tales turned into little mini movies on my channel. Also, I started doing a little while ago. I started doing a Who's Who, DC Who's Who, adapting them into little videos as well. And I kind of stopped doing that. Man. So today I started working on that again. So I've got a couple of them done today. El Diablo and what's her name? Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. I've done.
Which was Ernie Colon, who was great.
He was one of them. That's right.
Great book. I think did Mark Wolfman write that?
No, I can't remember what the name was now. But oh no, I can't remember. It was like
I thought Mark Wolfman was involved with that book. That's weird.
Then Amethyst back to San
Antonio. It wasn't.
In San Antonio, like Indianapolis, is a routine test market. I have 2 of the 75-cent first issue variants.
San Antonio and Indianapolis?
35-cent variants, yeah.
What? How did I not know that?
that?
I
Yeah.
should be looking for that.
San Antonio was a test market. Every once in a while, Denver was a test market.
We weren't a test market for Justice League #3, though. I wish we had been.
No, those
because I really want that cover so bad. But
that was the California test market.
Oh, was it? It's astronomical now, I'm sure. But I
just like the Dell 15 centers from the late 50s.
Do you know what they call that cover? They call that cover the first variant cover. I don't think it was, but it was a test cover, which isn't a variant, but it is a variant. So I don't know what you call it.
That's far from the first variant. There are so many pre-variants to that, it's not even.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I believe you. I'm just saying within the.
So when you say JLA #3, you're talking about the original JLA #3. You're talking about.
There's one 1987. Cover that Captain Marvel.
The thing Mark showed yesterday. Mark showed it yesterday.
A later one.
Mark,
he did?
Roger showed it yesterday. Not Mark. Roger showed it yesterday.
On what show was that?
On Gray's show yesterday. Roger showed.
You had a show yesterday? What show?
I do a show every Tuesday called What's in the Box, where I just go through one of my old comic boxes and other people show stuff from their boxes at the same time.
Yeah.
Roger, can I be on it?
Roger,
you got some comics you want to show?
Huh?
You can come on. You got some comics you want to show? You can come on.
To show or sell?
To show.
No, not to sell. No, just to show to people.
That runs from like 4
Oh, no, I don't have any comics to show.
On Tuesday. But Roger, Roger
I would love
JLA.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're being facetious there. I get you.
Roger had that JLA 3, plus he had the Firestorm 61, which was the other test market logo.
Where was that?
Yeah, I think he showed them when I wasn't there to see him.
Also, California.
There's about 15. There's roughly 1,500 copies of both in existence. So
and that's it. Like when they were published.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger's a real niche collector. He collects all the weird little variants like that, and
that's me.
All the promotional books as well. He likes to collect, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So can I come on if I got a good box?
Yeah,
of course. There's quite a few people on that actually, but we're sure we can find some space for you.
All right. Since we're talking about amateurs, I'm going to tiptoe upstairs and show this. So
okay.
I'll be back.
Make sure you tiptoe.
I got no much else to show. Did I show these the other day? I found these old Masters of the Universe.
Sorry, I'm trying to give you a song to go with.
I found these little Masters of the Universe booklets.
Did they come with the toys?
I don't think these ones come with the toys, unless they come with a later version. I've got the toys still, yeah. And I had all the booklets, and they've all vanished. I've no idea what happened to the booklets. I reckon my little brother must have stolen them or thrown them away or something. That's really annoying because I was wanting to go through them booklets and like make little videos out of them, but I can't find them anywhere. And I wouldn't have thrown them away because I'm not. I was, I reckon don't throw anything away really. Certainly not things that I'll fucking want. But can't find them.
All those John Buscema, Jack Kirby comics that they did for Big Jim, which was a line of boy toys here in
Big Jim,
the United States. Yeah,
that doesn't sound
where
good.
am I?
Is there anything like Big Jim Slade from the Kentucky Fried Movie? Big Jim Slade.
No. But that could have been where they got it from. No, Big Jim was a toy line. Well, actually,
I've seen the adverts.
I can show you. Hold on a second. I'll show you the redo.
Did you have a pet dog as well, by any chance? Can't remember.
What?
He didn't have a pet dog in that toy line, did he?
I'm not sure. I think that was G.I. Joe, but you might be right. Or Action Man.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I can't believe once again I'm left alone in the stream. Literally, I'm on my own. Hello, Reader's Retreat, Positive Light. How are you today? I am Gray, and I am currently the panel. That's it. It's just me. Oh dear. I'm literally. What can I show? Oh, I can show you this. There's a nice UK book, Daredevils. That is a nice early Captain Britain. I think it's this one. I like this one, and I always try and find it. It's one of you've got comic books and you something you remember in it, and you can't remember what comic book it is. I think it's this one. I always try and remember it because in this one, Captain Britain is fighting this guy called Slaymaster, I think he's called, and he's actually fighting inside a comic book shop that I used to go to back in the 80s. The original Forbidden Planet shop. Let me see. Is this the one where? Yeah, the fighting in the shop of the Forbidden Planet. I think I showed this once. I think I made a video of this one. They're fighting inside the Forbidden Planet shop, which is used to be my shop back in the 80s. Like I used to go to a lot. And like he throws this guy out through the window of the Forbidden Planet. You can see the sign there.
Great.
And the shopkeeper's saying, "Oh God, are you going to throw him through the window? You are. Let me get that copy of X-Men 137 out of the way first. It's valuable. And he goes flying through the window, and he goes, "Oh well, never mind. Cover slightly worn, reduce to clear."
That's good. That's funny, man. That is funny.
Yeah. Really, this is one of those comics. I knew there was a bit where they was fighting inside a comic shop, and like,
hey, hold that up again. Is that ET? No, the other side.
Yeah.
I love that. That is so great. So someone the other day posted these pictures of.
What's that whirring noise? Are you printing something out?
Probably, maybe. So there's this Universal Studios ride called an ET ride, and someone said, and they posted pictures and said, "Why do all the pictures from this ride look like ET is in a rap battle?"
Oh yeah, I saw that.
This and this. And
I saw that. The other one's the same. This one's got a big same advert on the back.
Yeah,
I saw that. Someone posted that on Facebook.
That's me.
You posted. That was you, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. I said, "My name is Old ET. Yeah, you know me."
Yeah, that's right.
Phone home to your mother.
Yeah.
He's perfect for a rap battle.
Yeah, he was all doing that.
He's equipped, man. He's equipped.
Oh,
I never see Kyle feed his dragon. It really upsets me.
Maybe it's too bloodthirsty. There you go. I've got a
I think so.
Annual.
Oh wow! Oh my god! I want that. Oh my god! I'll have to get Mark to look for one for me. That's man. I would be happy collecting nothing but British annuals. Honestly,
I've literally just bought 3 British annuals this week. Actually, like
you haven't
arrived.
Can
yet.
you show the other ones?
No, they've not arrived yet. I've got 2 Lion annuals and an Action annual on the way.
Oh wow! As in Action Comics?
No, it's a UK comic called Action. It ended up. I think
okay, that's what I thought.
I think it got banned or something. I'm sure there was some. I think there was either that or something was read out in Parliament because it was like kind of like violent. There was like a violent cop character. There was a shark called Hookjaw because he had a hook coming out of his like where he had a harpoon go through his lip, and it basically he was just eating people all over the shop. But I think I think there was another strip called Rollerball based on the Rollerball movie. Like it was a violent future sport kind of thing. So that's some interesting. Awesome. That's some cool stuff in there. But I think it got like I think it was a little bit too strong. Like a Blue Peter annual. I don't know if you guys ever saw Blue Peter there in America. Probably not. It was a children's TV show over here.
I will tell you this. It sounds like someone's thing is about to fall off. A Blue Peter? I'm just sorry.
I think it's a flag. I think it's a ship flag or something like that, Blue Peter. I think it's something to do with that. Because the emblem was like the Blue Peter.
That well.
Blue Peter emblem was this little blue ship.
Oh, I gotcha.
I think there's a type of boat called a Peterbilt, I think. So maybe that's what it's short for. I'm not too sure.
Well, Peterbilt over here is a truck company.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, and it's called Peterbilt, and they used to be.
Maybe I was thinking of that there. Maybe because I have to probably just
They have a plant here now, but they also had a plant in Denton where I went to college, and I think a few of my friends might have even worked there.
Okay.
I always thought the name was funny.
Show off my Batgirl.
What the heck? Did that set you
Low
back
grade.
a pretty penny?
Not too bad actually. It's got some scuff in there. I really got
It's okay.
really good
Who
deal.
cares? Beautiful.
I got this bloke was selling like a box of comics, and I got a load of good ones in there, and I think I paid like about 300 quid. But I got first appearance of Batgirl. I got Defenders #1. I got the origin of Doctor Strange and his 4th appearance, and a bunch of like variant covers. Sure there was some. Oh, I've got the Blade origin in there as well. They've got quite a few like nice little keys, and I sold all the blinking what do you call it, the variant cover ones, or most of them, and like so I think I pretty much paid for itself, that box, really, to be honest.
You know, it's funny that they cast Mahershala Ali as the new Blade, because he honestly looks so much like Wesley Snipes. It's not even funny. But he's well. I honestly, I think Wesley Snipes is a wonderful actor. I have to say, he's got a lot more. I mean, he's just done such a wide variety of stuff. I don't think he's any less talented than Ali. Ali just has an Oscar like over him, but
Is he?
you know, I think he's great. You know who I really like? I liked him in Luke Cage a lot. Is the villain Cottonmouth?
Okay, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah,
I thought the acting in that Luke Cage was really good. Actually, it was really strong. I thought he was good. The villains like chewed the scenery up in that show. The woman as well.
I thought it was fantastic. I thought every aspect of that show was great. And so he and Jessica Jones, the same actors, are coming back to the MCU. Right. I don't think they invited Charlie. Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil, but the guy who played, I think he's also British, but the guy who played Iron Fist, he's not. I don't think they've. Well, because the fans didn't like him. And I didn't hate that show. I mean,
I didn't hate it either.
It wasn't great.
It was fine. I thought it was fine.
He didn't make it worse.
No, I don't think so.
I thought he was pretty good.
I think maybe most of the complaints I saw, I thought he played the role pretty. No, I couldn't see anything wrong with his acting or anything. But I think a lot of people I heard saying I didn't think the action was dynamic enough. There wasn't enough.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was pretty damn good. Well, okay. I will say this. I thought when it came to the Defenders, miniseries that they had, I thought the action was fantastic in relation to him. In his own series, I do see although the second season was way more action packed, because it seems like they took the notes from people and made sure it was,
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was what I saw of it was decent. Yeah.
Some people are just overly critical. You're not going to get the same translation from a comic book to a movie.
No, exactly.
Every time.
That's what I always say. You got to accept it's not your vision of the characters. It's the person who's making the film or TV.
Exactly.
And so you can't expect your vision to be 100% matched by somebody else. It's just never going to happen.
No, it's not.
But I kind of learned that on Batman '89, because I hated that film so much when I saw it in the cinema, because I was expecting it to be exactly as the comics, exactly how I wanted it to be. And it was like, I was like fuming. I was like, Batman wouldn't do that. Batman wouldn't say that. That's not how Batman would do it. And I was just like, nerd raging. But that taught me to look, just calm down. It's just a bloody more movie, And I kind of since then I've kind of I don't get over annoyed by anything that's sort of not as I expect it. But then I look for bits that I think, oh yeah, that's straight out of the comic book. That's straight out of the comic book, and it gives me a little chill. When I see something that's taken straight from the comic book and it just goes, oh yeah, awesome. It's exactly how I pictured it happening, kind of thing. Don't get that many of them, but when you do get those in a movie or show, it's like, yeah, that's the best bit.
Right? No, true. And
What about you? What are you watching?
So, I'm glad you asked. I'm watching several things right now. So there's a really good teen drama that's on Paramount right now, where this girl has died and she comes back as a ghost on her high school campus. And it's called School Spirits, and it's actually pretty great. I didn't expect much when I watched.
Is it a comedy or is it a drama?
It's a drama, but it's got bits of comedy in it. But it's it's really good. It's got a really good cast. A lot of the A-list teen stars are in it, like Milo Manheim. I don't know if you know who he is. He's kind of the darling of Disney right now, but he's in it. Trying to think who else is in it. There are a lot of wonderful actors in it.
I'm crap at remembering actors and actresses anyway, so I probably wouldn't know them.
No, I don't either.
Even if I had seen them.
I draw a blank on a lot of that. Now, Picard is fantastic.
I've been doing all these.
Almost
watching Picard.
Oh, Picard is fantastic. Oh my gosh, this season I watched the first 2 seasons and they didn't do much for me, except I did think it was really cool. They made Wesley Crusher. He somehow became what they call a traveler and also a supervisor, which are 2 kind of strange characters in the Star Trek mythos.
Okay.
And so he was recruited to be one. So he travels through time now to not change things, but make sure everything's secure in the timeline. Okay. Which sounds kind of comic-like.
That must be in season 2 because I haven't seen
season 2. Yeah.
I've seen season 1. I didn't mind season 1, but I've kind of like season 2's on but I haven't really sort of got around to properly watching it. I don't know. I kind of like don't watch. I sit and watch YouTube videos all day mostly nowadays.
No, I know.
That's my videos.
That's kind of your business right now.
Well, yeah, that's what I do.
Business, but yeah,
it has to be a hobby rather than a business because it doesn't earn enough money to film business by any means.
Is Kyle coming back?
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing, mate. He come down with something from upstairs and he's disappeared. I did a reaction that just went live on my channel. There's a new movie, or I think it might be a TV show. I'm not sure, or a film, something called some channel, or I don't know. It must be some kind of cable channel. I can't remember what it was called now. It was like Haku or something like that. I can't remember. But there's a film called Slip. I literally just saw it. And I thought I'd do a reaction. I got no idea what it's about. I just go straight into it and do a reaction for it without even knowing what it was about. And like this is the weirdest premise ever, probably. It's a woman, and when she achieves the pinnacle of excitement during happy time with her partner, if you catch my drift, she wakes up and she's in another dimension. So she's able to.
That's hilarious. That's great.
She dimensionally travels by the process of happy time.
So what's funny is there
it's weird.
The what do you call it? The trailer dropped this week for the Marvels.
I do reaction to that as well.
Yeah, and what was funny is that all 3 of the Marvels, the Ms. Marvel, I don't know what they're going to call the.
Monica Rambeau. I was wondering that.
I don't know what they're going to call Monica, but
was she not called Photon at one point in Marvel comics? Was that her?
More than likely, she's going to be Photon.
Photon?
Then there's Miss Marvel. Then there's Captain Marvel.
So have you seen that, Kyle? Have you seen the trailer?
I have a connection to the name Photon. Because I used to do a lot of role-playing games, and there was this game called Villains and Vigilantes, and the idea was you had to play yourself.
I remember that. Character. That's so funny. That was years ago.
Yeah, so my character is Photon. That was the name of my character.
That's great.
I gotta ask, am I sounding better than normal?
Yeah. Is it because of your nose thingy?
Yeah, sound the same.
So, really, I'm sounding the same.
So what do you mean?
To me, you sound.
My mic really
clear.
started working terrible because a part broke off inside my phone, and I was finally able to get it removed. It was like a metal piece to a charger port.
Oh yeah,
and I got it out, and now I'm actually wearing a wireless mic.
That's super cool. I wear those all the time.
I got a mic set up in the base of my phone, so.
Well, you sound great.
I was
Now we
getting
know
set
why.
up to do that, but no, I went up and grabbed some comics, and I thought, well, it'd be a good laugh. I never put this to use, and neighbor keeps doing yard work and stuff, and I don't want to have to mute out, but I went ahead and grabbed a stack of books upstairs, which I wasn't planning on doing because holy crow, I'm in pain. But if you want to blow me up for a minute, I'll do a quick
Let's see if I can get
up.
it to work.
Blow him up. Blow him up.
Yeah, you have to be
Not
patient because
me.
this Chromebook goes
You
really
can look at
slow.
my
So you
great
have to wait.
shrunken head T-shirt.
Has it put you in the big screen?
yeah.
Billy
Bill
is currently in the big screen, not Kylie.
Right, okay, cool.
Bill right there.
I do something and it takes minutes before it actually shows it to me, so I can never tell what's going on. So like a good 2 minutes after it's happened. So hopefully he's been dragged over now. Has he been dragged over yet?
Not yet.
Nope, it's still
No,
me.
I'll give it another try.
Fabulous shirt of shrunken hair.
Oh,
There
there
he
I am.
is. The
There you
man.
are.
So, we're all familiar with these old Dells, 10 centers.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah.
There's 4-color 214. Where's
I
Bill?
can't say I've got many of them
I'm right
myself.
here. I'm just off camera for a second, but I'm watching you.
There's 4-color 214.
Oh my God. That looks like Air Pirates.
Basically, that's what it is. But there was a big 10 center, and then in the late 50s, you know, they still had the still 10 cents on there. Now, the reason I'm showing these, and again, Bill disappeared, so I'm going to wait for Bill like you did earlier because I want Bill present when I do this. Because you talk about test market stuff, and again, there was constant test market stuff.
There was.
So, like in the late 50s, they had this still 10 cents going up there. Late 50s, early 60s, they had the still 10 cents. Well, the reason they did that is because in the late 50s, between 56 and 58, they did.
Did they up the page count when they did that, though?
Nope. There are 10-cent versions of this book everywhere. Same book. There are 10
So they just thought because we have the Disney books, people will pay more for them.
Well, they test marketed these in California for 15 cents. So there are 10 and 15 cent varieties.
That's amazing.
The one I had both of, I actually traded away, but there's another there.
That's a crazy markup though, isn't it? 50%. It's a 50% increase. Whatever goes up by 50%.
Yeah, there's a Walt Disney Comics and Stories at 15 cents. There's another Walt. This is my favorite of them, even though this is in the worst shape of all of them. But, you know, those are 15-cent test markets that ran from late 56 to early 58.
Okay.
And then, of course, we got a standard Avengers 150. Nothing fancy about it. Nice 25.
Oh,
yeah. Was that also a 30? Oh, yeah, brother.
So there's a 30. There's a side-by-side comparison with and with these test markets, there were like less than 5,000.
Is that a Perez cover?
Kirby Kane.
Kirby and Kane. Wow.
Like Kane did. There's a little bit of everybody. There's a lot on here.
I think the interiors at that point were Perez, right?
Yeah. Perez, I think, came along just a little bit after that.
Oh, he did? Okay, well, I'm sorry about my numbering, folks.
There's I want the 25-cent copy of this one. Of course, this made me nuts about the movie because Yondu is so different in the comics than in the movies.
Well, the whole bloody team's different.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And I love Yondu.
Then the Fireburst thing, if these are supposed to be 25 cents in the Fireburst, so that cheap 30-cent logo you see there, that's 30-cent.
Okay, I got to ask y'all this. Do you think Michael Rooker will make an appearance in the third movie? I think so.
Probably.
I mean, yeah, probably in the flashback.
And I need to get a regular 30-cent comparison because these 35 centers, they only did like less than 2,000 of.
What?
1,500 of.
Oh my God!
Now, I don't have the 30-cent variant and the 30-cent regular of this yet, but I do have the British.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Now, since we were talking Amethyst, first appearance of Amethyst, Princess.
Oh yeah.
First
Yeah.
appearance in a
Wow.
16-page filler. But this is when comics were 60 cents.
What, early 80s, right? 82, 83?
80.
Possibly 84.
Yeah, 84 maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the first issue collector's item. 60 cents, number one. Then there's a random issue number 11. But 60 cents. Now, you notice those other ones were markups.
Oh.
What the heck?
That's a big difference.
How did that happen?
That is a San Antonio markdown.
That's a big markdown, isn't it?
Okay, I want to get that from you, especially
That's
since
almost
it came
half
from
price.
my hometown.
And there's issue number 2 at 35.
What the hell?
I think they test marketed issue 3 as well, but I haven't seen it.
Hey, hold that cover back up real quick. No, the second one. Okay, I want y'all to realize Ernie Colon was very that's not a King cover, is it?
That's Hannigan with
And
Colon over it.
And Colon. Okay, so Colon was, he drew Richie Rich for like 20 years before he started doing the other comics.
Right there.
He was wasted on. Look how great his artwork is. I just love his work. I love it, love it, love it.
Slightly different. These are insanely rare. So.
That's amazing. Well, we're gonna have to talk. I might have to whip out my Neil Adams X-Men that's in a 9+ for that trade or something along those lines.
I mean, these are basically non-existent.
That's amazing. What kind of prices do they go for?
I don't know. $100, $150.
Wow, that's cheap.
Yeah, cheap considering, but
I mean, considering the rarity is what I'm saying.
This Princess's Gem World. That's why they're, if it was the same thing, different creators or whatever, different character, maybe it'd be some value. But I mean, there's all kind of stuff like that through the history of things. But still, I mean, it's hard to beat something as cool as that.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Then your friend that's the Mickey Mouse guy is going to be a big fan of Mark because I'm still thinking, I've never heard of an older White Pages book, but the Mickey Mouse number 2 that I traded him from 1933 came back as 6.5 White Pages. A 6.5 White Pages. A 1933 book came back with White Pages.
Okay, and why was it a 6.5 then if it had white pages?
Because the outside of it looked rough as hell.
Oh. So did that probably
because it was 90 years old.
Yeah, well, essentially, yeah.
The only copy higher, there are only 9 on the census, and the only copy higher is the file copy.
Wow. And we know Dell file copies were very, very, very well taken care of.
This predates Dell and everything.
Oh, it does? Wow.
Yeah. It was a milk store giveaway kind of thing. So
wow. I'm gonna have to find my Felix the Cat Dell that I have somewhere around here. I think it's like a 9.6, but it was a Dell file copy.
Yeah.
And I got it years ago before I even knew how rare a 9.6 was for some. I mean, I knew as a file copy it's gonna be good, but it has to be pretty high on the census, but it's also got the 50s characters in it. So it's Felix and Poindexter on the cover. I just love that stuff, man.
Yeah, and them file copies are always the highest graded. Always.
No, but Dell seemed to be even higher than some of the other like they knew how to take care of their file copies better than other companies.
Well, they never had a flood. They tended to keep them off the coast. A lot of that stuff got destroyed in floods. Things happen.
That's right.
Like all the Zap Comics file copies mainly got destroyed in a fire.
I didn't even know that.
So that's why if you
I'm not
see
shocked,
a Zap,
but I didn't know that.
if you see a Zap Comics #1, it looks like it's got smoke burn on it and stuff like that. It's actually 10 times more valuable because it's one of the copies that survived the fire.
That's awesome. That's, oh man, I learned so much from this show, you know?
Well, I'm trying to get all this knowledge out of my head and just be done with it. So
You're so stupid. You love it.
I'm just
you
not.
love
No,
this stuff.
no, I don't.
You
No.
love it, folks.
If
It's
we were
fine.
sitting together over a pint, I would do this all day long. If I was sitting with my grandnephew, I'd do this all day long.
No, I know.
Doing it in an open forum, no, it is not that fun for me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Never has been. People thought I was like enjoying all that stuff. Like, nope, just getting my face out there. Did a crash course and things because it's like I was
You
dying
certainly
6
did
months ago.
Right?
Huh? Do what, Graham?
So you certainly did enough of it.
Yeah, I did.
You certainly did enough of it. Getting out there.
Yeah, I did enough of it. No, but 6 months ago I was dying. In my head, I was dying. I was trying to get things out there. You know, get the eyes on it, get the people on it. I needed a nice, tight solution for my wife when I was dying of aggressive cancer. You know, remission was a great thing to happen to me because then I could just go, yeah, whatever. I can slag off now.
So now he's retired.
But I don't want to talk to. I never wanted to talk to an auditorium. I'd rather sit down at a table with 10 friends shooting a shit about whatever.
You know that. I wish we lived closer. We could just do that. We could go shoot a podcast while we did that, and we'd be none the wiser because
people
be enjoying
never
ourselves.
understood. I don't want fans. I don't want fans. I don't want all this. I don't want attention. I don't want. They're like,
I know.
Shit. It's like, no, I really don't. I'm a clown because I'm a clown. I'm an ass because I'm an ass, and I'm a comic expert because I'm a comic expert.
Same here.
But
I'm both of those.
But I'd also have a lot of fun just sitting around talking about the weather. I'd have just as much fun sitting here today talking about Gray's day. What'd he do? What was it like? Did you walk around the neighborhood? What'd you do? Who'd you see? Tell me a story about your day. That's just as interesting to me as any story I've ever told.
Too bored. Not even you were listening about my life.
No, because like people say,
my life
I
is
tell
singularly
all these
uninteresting
stories. And it's like, so I did some grand things. So what? Those to me aren't that interesting. Interesting to me is a day in a life. You know, my favorite video of yours, Graham, hands down, so far, my favorite video I've ever seen is you and your sister walking through the park.
Oh, yeah.
That is far and away my favorite video of yours so far. Far and away. Because it's a day in a life. It's a snippet. It's a, hey, I got some stuff. And here we're doing some things, and here's the ducks from my area. I enjoyed that far more than anything else I've seen thus far, including comics. And I could have so much fun with that, but again, that would just bore the average person to sleep. They're like, well, I can do that every day. And it's like, then you don't see the miracle of everyday life, because that is what's coolest.
Amen, brother.
It's coolest.
Amen.
You know, I can pull out a million things and tell a million stories about some crazy shit I did, but the cool stuff is just the mundane, the life. Just I sit here and watch my bird feeder. I could turn a camera around and watch my bird feeder all day.
I know. I'm the same thing with the feral cats in my backyard. I mean, I can watch those damn cats all day long. Yeah. You know, they're fun. But if I try to get near them, they run. So, and raccoons too.
Yeah,
you know?
People that talk in these forums, and it's like, do you ever get bored of telling these stories? I'm always bored telling stories, because those to me are boring. Then they're done that, drank, partied, whatever, same shit over and over and over again. Have you ever watched the sunset over San Francisco? It's mind-boggling. No,
but I'd love to.
Oh my God, it is mind-boggling. It looks literally like something between a painting and a cartoon. But when you get down in the city, it looks grimy, it looks horrible, but they have all these buildings painted and stucco and day-glow colors, and it's amazing, and it looks cartoonish. Whereas Miami is too bright. Miami has those colors, but it's too bright. It doesn't have that haze coming over it that makes it look cartoonish. And like I said, that's how boring I am, because that's how I enjoy life.
Those are the things that interest you.
Yeah, all the time. I can do without comics. I can do without a fortune. I can do without all kind of stuff. But listening to what I'm listening to right now, there's my joy. I was talking to my wife over the weekend. We were cleaning out the garage and rearranging things, and I have a curse. I can look at a box of things and see, okay, we can turn that into like $500, $3 to $5 at a time doing this, and this. I don't want to see all that analytical. I want to just see normal, because my day-to-day life is seeing analytical. I don't need the boring. I need the boring.
And then there's Wayne Boring, of course.
There's Wayne Boring,
who I actually found his artwork somewhat boring until I really delved into him, and some of his stuff's really good. He made Superman look like he was 45. He made him look older than Kurt Swan did.
He made him look boxy.
And boxy, yeah, that's what it is.
Boxy. But again,
I don't
know. Not my
well, how long was he working on Superman for? I don't know if I've seen him.
What's that?
When did he work on Superman? I don't know if I've seen him or not.
Oh yeah. Oh, you've seen him. Yeah, from I want to say 46 to 47 to 67.
Yeah.
About a 20-year period.
When I hash out that deal with Rayman, that comic you're going to get is a Wayne Boring one.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest name, is it?
He has a more angular face. I wouldn't say it is boxy, and I know that fits into angular, but it's his features that really are strange. Or not strange. It's just different than the Kurt Swans and the Kurt Schaffenbergers. I didn't realize there's two Kurts, one with the C, one with the K.
How deep do you guys go into the minutiae of like making lists of like favorite this, favorite that? I mean,
I only do it on my head. I rarely write that shit down.
No.
So
you got like top 5 artists or top 5 covers.
Now that I do in my head, because I think who could I not live without if someone took all of my books away from that one artist? And there's 5 artists that fit that, and one of them is Bill Sienkiewicz. He's just, to me, he's one of the best artists there's ever been. I would put Steranko in there, even though he has such a small amount of comic stories, 24 to be exact. I would put Jack Kirby in there, of course. I'd put Ditko in there, of course, and I have to think hard about my 5th because I have so many favorite artists. But I like to box them like that, Gray, because it allows me to collect what I like more and know, my top 5. Yeah, I'll get that. And I don't think that like literally in my head, but I do play, and John Byrne is probably my 5th. I love John Byrne. I know people love to, hate him, but I love him. I also love Don Simpson. I think Don Simpson's a huge talent that Megaton Man.
Yeah, I thought that was him.
Wasteland for DC. Just a huge talent. Inks better than Wood did. I just think the world of this guy. And he went and got a PhD in architecture design. Just a genius on so many one of the best letters in comics too. He letters all his own stuff. And he letters no one else that I'm aware of.
So
take it, Kyle.
I should have grabbed my Don Simpson autographed ash cans.
Damn it. What is wrong with you?
The only list I ever made for a long time, it took me until like last year to make a comic book list of any kind. The only list I ever made were bucket list.
Yeah.
I started making bucket lists in my 20s, and I kept filling them up. I'd do them 10 at a time, kept filling them up. Got so ridiculous there by my late 30s. Like my number one was Get High in Amsterdam with the Rolling Stones.
Did you do that?
I wanted to make it so ridiculous that I couldn't get it. It had to be ridiculous. No, and I never wanted to do that because what the hell would I go to after that? And once I married my wife, it's like bucket list became pointless to me. I have, in 15 years, I have had wanted for nothing, and she can't understand that. It's like, I don't want wealth, I don't want fame, I don't want this crazy stuff. I've traveled the world 10 times over. I'd like to see some people and things like that, you know, but my bucket list now are literally sit down in a bar with you guys and have beer. That's literally it.
Okay, this is crazy, but I almost got high with the Stones back in 1981 when I was a college freshman. Because one of my brother-in-law's friends, who was a fellow fraternity member of mine, but older, of course, not in school at the time, he dealt the white stuff. And so he delivered some to them at the Fairmont Hotel in Dallas. And it's so long ago, I don't have to worry about the law. But Mick Jagger came out of the room he was with the guy who picked it up, but he comes out of the room arm in arm with George W. Bush. I shit you not.
Well, there you go.
And because at the time Bush was about to purchase the Texas Rangers, he was well known because his dad was vice president, and that's the first time I ever saw George Bush in person, and George W. Bush, I should say. And you know, actually, he seemed like a really cool guy at the time, but that's before he got into politics. Well, you know, he was partying, he was having a good. Hey, how y'all doing? You know, it's kind of cool. And you had this is the funny thing I still think of in my head. The two different voices you hear? Hello, y'all. How's it going? I'm in Texas. It's me, Mick. You know, and then I have George W. Bush saying, "Hey, y'all, how y'all doing?" You know, I'm like, wow, Texas and British, they don't really sound that much different sometimes. You know, it's just kind of funny to me.
That's one of my claims to fame is I told GW to fuck off to his face. So.
Wow, when you were a soldier?
No, and I wasn't a soldier. I was a Marine. Get that right.
Okay, when we meet in person, you can
flog his dad, me. Yes, I did. I did walk out of a room with his dad when his dad was vice president. I walked out of a room and had no one to talk to him whatsoever. While I was in the military, they're like, "Don't you do it?" And I said, "Write me up. I don't want to be here, and I will be opinionated, and I will get in trouble. Therefore, I am walking out of this room.
I'm leaving to avoid a court-martial. Thank you very much."
Basically, that's why I left the room.
No, you're smart.
A piece of my mind.
And here's the thing: sometimes I can separate the person from the politics, even if they're really vile. But sometimes I can't. And you know, like Ted Cruz, I would never want to be within 100 feet of Ted Cruz because I'd be afraid. You know, I'd want to. You know, tackle him or something, but not like that would do any good.
I told Mike Pence while he was governor of Indiana, if he doesn't get away from me, I'm gonna punch him in the fucking mouth. And his security's like, "We can arrest you for that." And I'm like, "Yeah." He thought he saw a white guy, and he came out to the crowd and saw a white guy, not realizing it was basically a protest over him for LGBTQ stuff. And he saw a white guy and gravitated towards me, and I'm like, "You best get the fuck away from me, buddy."
Okay, you opened the door for me here, so I want to say this. I was in this group. I don't know how it was just on a post, but a friend of mine just started railing against LGBTQ stuff and railing against it, and then I happened to find out that. Oh, this guy happens to own the biggest comic store in Florida. And it's like, and so I posted that. Well, I found out a few minutes later from another friend, he's getting his lawyers to issue you a cease and desist for that. This is just 2 days ago. This isn't a long time ago. And so I took it down. I mean, not out of fear. I just took it down because I don't need.
He shouldn't have fucking said it in a public forum if he didn't want it to be bloody well.
Exactly. Well, I happen to take pictures of everything he said.
Yeah.
So I went to my lawyers. I went to my lawyers, and you know what they told me? If you have the evidence that he said what he said, then a cease and desist will not be issued. And so this guy's just trying to bully everybody.
Yeah.
And he owns the largest comic store in Florida, and it really pisses me. Well, here's my issue is on his actual page, it shows that he's pro trans rights, because being in the middle of Florida, he probably has up to 50% of his business is from the LGBTQ community. I mean, there's a very strong possibility of that. And so what I did was, when I said that, and I said, what if people knew about this, dude? And then I posted it, but he wasn't my friend, so I didn't think he saw it, but he did. But he goes, I don't take threats kindly. Well, here's the thing. It's not a threat. If you're going to be stupid enough to spout that stuff when you're making your livelihood off of the same people, well, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's wrong.
Yeah.
And everybody should know you're the asshole you fucking are. Pardon my French.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. And so I won't repost it, but you know what? I'm going to sure as hell tell all my friends, and I've already told several comic professionals and Neil Adams' family about it, and they're not happy because Neil did a thing there right before he died. So you know what? You fuck yourself. I don't have any sympathy for you. And if you come at me, you better have something better than just bullying tactics with a letter that says cease and desist when I don't have to cease and desist. But okay, I'm done now.
That's
but
why
I wanted to get that out.
I quit getting things from my comic shop, from Lone Star Comics, because the guy's political opinions and stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever, but
they have Lone Star up there?
Huh?
They have Lone Star in Indiana?
No, from my comic shop in Texas, the Lone Star. It's Lone Star Comics, but it's mycomicshop.com.
I didn't realize
I gave up on them years
Saunders,
ago.
Buddy
they
Saunders
have good
used
deals.
to be a really good guy. I'm surprised that he's...
A lot of stuff got out about him, and it's the QAnon stuff, basically.
Oh, well,
I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm not going to frequent you if that's what you're going to do.
No, I'm with you.
So,
yeah,
Buddy was always kind of an asshole.
Your country's crazy, guys. Your country, man, my country's not great, but your guys are just.
Yeah, it's like Chick-fil-A has great food. I will never eat.
Yeah, but great. You guys passed Brexit.
I know.
You now.
There's definitely some arseheds here as well, but I think, I don't know, you see there's more of you, and I think you're more crazy, to be honest. I don't believe there's any conspiracy saying that everyone in Parliament is a paedophile like you've got over in your country. It's ridiculous.
You guys are just reasonable. We're not.
QAnon and saying there's underground bloody tunnels going from the White House to blinking, I don't know, nurseries or whatever the hell they're talking about, and like people camping out for the return of one of the Kennedys who died like 20 years ago or whatever the heck they're doing.
Yeah,
bonkers. That's some absolute bonkers stuff going on. If it happened,
I mean, you guys had your own version of Trump with Boris.
The world is bonkers, but yeah.
It is
bonkers. The world.
The world's getting more bonkers. It makes me laugh about your whole politics. It's like, the blinking Democrats, they're all blinking communists. They're nowhere near communists. Like they're probably more right than our Conservative Party, your blinking Democrats. But just like the whole of your country is fooled into thinking that anything slightly socialist is Satan. You know, it's just bonkers.
And the irony to that is the biggest socialist program in the country is the military.
Yeah.
They feed and house them. That is a socialist program, period. You know, socialism doesn't work. Tell that to the military. I loved it. They paid for everything. You know, when my kid was born, there were complications at birth. I racked up $100,000 in medical bills in 1990. that racked up nearly $100,000 in medical bills that I only had to pay $75 for.
Damn.
That's the military, because he was in the military.
Yeah,
is that why so many people join up there? Is that why so many people join up there? Because
$25 was choosing to have her at an off-base housing site. So instead of being born on base, she was born off base. Her doctor was a Duke medical professional, huge dude. You know, delivered thousands of babies. You know, I got the best of the best for $25. $25 was for pictures, baby pictures to be taken, and $25 was the copay. So it cost me $75,000 for like 9 ultrasounds, everything that went with it, the complications, the travel, the things that went with it. You know, socialist programs work.
Yep. I couldn't imagine like living in somewhere that hasn't got a blinking health service. Like, you know, our health service has got its blinking issues, obviously. But yeah, exactly right.
There you go, Mark. No, but if they dip their toe in it, they dip their toe in it, they can start figuring it out. They never dip their toe in it. You know, I can't forgive people. It's like, if you're not going to dip your toe in the idea, well, how's it going to work for 300 million people? Well, how do you know until you start the programs?
Yeah,
there's going to be trial and error. There's going to be decades. Well, past my lifetime, I don't care. Just dip your toe in the water.
Yeah, maybe 10% off your military budget. You don't need that many bloody battleships.
It's mind-boggling, and the stuff the waste that goes into that, it's
revolting. Is it because the military complex pays so much money to politicians
and then the medical cost of everything? You know, I have pills that pre-insurance are $1,000 for 90 pills. $1,000 for 90 pills. What?
Yeah, exactly.
What? $1,000 for 90 pills? Are you kidding? And that's 3 medications I'm on that I have to take to live.
Well, and you know, at one time, Adderall, which I'm on for my ADD, I get 90 pills a month. And at one point, it was $570 for 90 pills of Adderall.
Bloody hell.
And that's insane.
And that almost happened again this last 6 months because Teva Pharmacy or Pharmacological in Israel, one of their main plants that made Adderall, it burnt to the ground. And so it created this huge, in the last 6 months, you look it up, you'll be shocked. But there's been this huge lack of Adderall around the world. And honestly, it makes me focus. I know a lot of people that aren't ADD, it doesn't affect that way. It affects more like cocaine or amphetamines. It is an amphetamine. But for people like me, our minds race so fast, it works the opposite way. And it slows us down and it allows us to focus. And if I hadn't had it the last 25 years, I wouldn't have created 3 TV series. I wouldn't have created comics. I wouldn't have created advertising for people that won awards. I wouldn't have created films that won awards because my mind literally is like all over the place sometimes. And so by taking Adderall, and I try to take it in as small amounts as possible, but once I take, because I don't want to be beholden to a drug. I really don't. Because if you don't, but sometimes the drug is really Kyle, I think you'll back me up. Sometimes the drug is the only way to take care of the problem.
Sometimes.
And in this case it is. And my dad, even years ago, he's been gone almost 18 years. God bless him. He's a great guy. But he saw the difference in me and he said, this is probably going to save your life. Meaning my career. And he was absolutely right. Because he saw such a difference and saw me be able to produce more and work harder.
Focus.
Yeah, and focus. And so I'm totally with you on that, Kyle. Yeah. But they want to make us. But here's the thing, Gray. Over here, we pay ridiculous amounts for our medicine. We pay ridiculous amounts for our health care. And yet they've rallied all these idiots together to say we don't want socialized medicine.
I know.
Well, you know what?
They fooled the populace into thinking that these things are a bad idea. It's
Right,
like,
right.
They've done their job well.
And you know what?
What?
Even half the help they could give us would be great. I mean, we don't have to go full socialism, but help people out, folks. I mean,
exactly.
Put restrictions on some of this pharmacy pricing. I mean, to make it right, Kyle. Would you agree with me?
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah,
and again,
Kyle and I are very similar on these things.
Even if they just start, just dip your toe in the water, just start the programs, just take the ideas, trial and error, go with it.
That's right, my man.
You know,
yeah, exactly.
Just make an effort.
I think it seems. I don't know it's always been like that, but it seems like now in the politics in your country, no working together. They're literally just the whole system now is just like throw shit at absolutely any idea that the other side have, and don't give any. Seems to be compromise.
Throw shit to the wall, and whatever sticks becomes their agenda.
We're caveman. It's always been the same. When there were cavemen, there were guys in one cave throwing shit at a guy in another cave. It's it's human nature.
Yeah, it's human nature.
Tribalism and human nature.
Exactly, it is. It is. It's all tribalism.
And they need to just take that away, They need to take.
It's kind of weird because we're social animals, but we're also kind of like antisocial animals, aren't we? Really? Oh dear.
Yeah, and we are antisocial animals, and if we learn to work together, it'd become utopian. Life would be great. It's going to take some stupid alien invasion or something.
I think half of us are antisocial and half of us.
Yeah, it's never gonna.
Because I'm social. I gotta be around people.
Not
lots of people.
Listen to anyone who's ever been to space. They look down at the world and they do not see these fake lines going through. What divides us?
We'll wipe out the planet before we leave.
We're ants in an anthill on a little dot milling around. We are.
But strangely, they do see the same geography squares of land as we do on maps. That's kind of cool.
Well, it's if they till the land a certain way, and things are kind of
right. But in the United States, it's funny. You have these maps that show the different terrain between the states, and when you fly over them, you actually see that shit, and to me, it's like breathtaking because it's like this is a map, and it's real, Yeah,
I'm when I went to America, looking out the window. And you can see all the squares, it's like everything.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. And it was like, wow, it really kind of blew me away. It looks like
in Texas, wow. We're square as hell, brother. I mean, in more ways than one. Don't laugh, Kyle.
I'm totally brain farting. My theological brain isn't working that well, but the punishment where God said, all right, I'm going to spread you out and make you speak different languages and spread.
The Tower of Babel. Well, the Tower of Babel was
the whole Tower of Babel thing.
Yeah.
Well, the whole religious aspect of it is, all right, well, then we come back together. Let's just all speak one language. I don't care. I literally don't care. It doesn't. And people are so, well, it's got to be this. It's got to be English. It's got to be that. No, it doesn't. It could be a juxtaposition of all of them. It could be Blade Runner. It could be whatever. Mix them all together.
Do you know the latest theories? Do you know the latest theories on the Tower of Babel? It's actually kind of cool. Latest theories are the Tower of Babel, the science and technology was even at a higher place than ours at the time. And so I don't know if I believe that, but it sounds cool.
No.
And because things have, been covered by the sands of time, and the Tower of Babel would have been approximately 4,000 plus years ago. Who knows what went away from anarchy or whatever? But maybe the Tower of Babel was like this, thing, like something from Dubai or something. It's this huge, majestic tower, and everybody was on the same level as we are now or higher. I mean, we wouldn't know that because one big apocalypse will wipe it all out, and then they start all over again. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yep.
I hope it does. But yeah, so I thank you, Gray. Gray always laughs at me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, but I do believe, because humans have been here so long, we've probably started over and come to the point we are now, if not higher, several times.
Yeah.
And because of the sands of time, we'll never know that.
Yeah.
And I believe that ardently.
Civilizations rise and fall, but I don't
It'll
think
probably happen again too. You know, I
I
mean,
would assume that any civilization that come to like a pinnacle, as you're sort of theorizing, they would have left examples and evidence of themselves. So
well, yes, if the materials could have lasted, and we do find, well, no, but we do find an awful lot of things that we can't explain, and that could be part of that. And so time worn that you can't make out what it really was meant for. I don't know.
The simplest one, the global pyramids. The global pyramids. In societies that never interacted, there's global periods on ley lines. How?
Yeah.
How? And they're on ley lines. How? If we would have built it today, that's where we would have put it, and this is how we would have put it. How'd they do it?
Absolutely.
You know,
depends where you're getting these, because I know there's a big proliferation of like these channels that like give all these sciencey old aliens kind of stuff. A lot of it they're just pulling out of their asses, so you don't be careful what you listen to. You know what I mean?
But that's all you can do is pull it out of your ass, because no one knows, because there's no written word. There's no way to pass it on. There's there's telephone line through 1,000 years. You can't do it. But how are these things on these ley lines? And there's only the logical explanation is.
Are they on the ley lines? Is it just what they said on this program or whatever? Where have you heard it from?
No, I mean they are literally they are in hotspots. They are.
What is a bloody ley line anyway? What actually is a ley line? Is there any? Because even the science of ley lines,
the way we set up the world and AxMinister and things like that,
but are ley lines actually? Are they not just a pseudo science all of their own? Are they not just a mythical thing of their own?
It is all kind of that stuff, and it is all pretty basic. But they all gravitated towards these areas where, like literally, and I use the word gravitate, where gravity is slightly different in some of these places, because it is slightly different. You can only see the aurora borealis in certain areas because the magnetic ley lines are in that certain area. Occasionally they drift down, but they stay in that general area. Or it bobbles like the world bobbles, but they always stay in that general line. And you've got these general lines, and the way they.
Yeah, I can't say I'm really read up on them, but I don't know. I've always have a kind of a cynical kind of nature towards anything really. That's So yeah, I know there's lots of people also lots of like popularity of these programs, and half of them just talk bollocks. But if you listen to them a few times, you start thinking, oh, that's right and that's right. But a lot of them are just the infotainment, aren't they? They're just like giving information that's not really right.
Just open up the stuff on the Webb telescope. They thought they would find, just to give a number, they thought they would find 1,000 galaxies.
Yeah.
Well, they found 10 million already, and they've taken a picture this big.
Yeah.
I know. So there's no concept. We think like this.
Yeah.
And then there's an infinite size. You can't think small. You can't think. But the bigger you think, the more infinitesimal you are, and people don't want to think. Well, I'm just.
There's some existential horror for you right there.
Yeah, I'm just a bead of sand.
Exactly. Not even that big.
Beach.
Yeah,
they keep taking these pictures, just one galaxy after another, after another, after another.
Kyle, do you know how we learned this concept? We learned this concept from Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Did you ever read that?
Yeah.
Gray. Did you ever
read it?
By Dr. Seuss?
I don't know if I've ever read it, but I saw the trailer for the film, so I know it's like a little guy on a flower. But it's like,
right, but you've only got
to read an Atom comic. You've only got to read an Atom comic to get the same thing. Atom would shrink down to civilizations
I know.
on the head of a pin.
No, but this was written 20 years before the Atom had shrinking abilities. No, it was written a long time ago.
Yeah.
In fact, there was it came out in the 40s and during the Golden Age, and there was a cartoon of the other Horton book, which is Horton Lays an Egg. And it was directed by Chuck Jones in the 1940s for Warner Brothers. Have you ever seen that, Kyle?
Yeah, but the timelines are a lot closer than what you think they are. Because Horton Hears a Who is like late 50s, potentially early 60s. Atom is 1960.
Was it that much
Green
later?
Eggs and Ham was 1957. So they kind of,
I love
they're
Green
almost
Eggs and
hand
Ham.
in hand. But again,
Green Eggs and Ham was one of my favorite books as a kid.
Right.
I've still got my Green Eggs and Ham book that I had as a kid. It's got no cover. I think maybe a couple of pages are missing, but I've still got it.
but here's what's funny. It is, and Kyle, I guarantee you've thought of this, but most people haven't. Suddenly Comics, there'd be maybe not. Suddenly,
it
I would
literally
hope we
comes
could
down
find
to
them, but you don't know what the ravages of time can do. I've thought about that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not refuting you. And I would hope we'd find something conclusive someday, but
Yeah, but put a piece of paper outside, it's not going to last.
Right.
It's not going to last
very
a
few
week.
materials
So that
last that long. Yeah,
material
that's all I'm
out.
trying to say. And I'm not trying to make you think one way or another. That's not who I am. But okay, so getting back to where were we going with the Horton thing? I was onto something.
We're talking about when it came out. At one point,
where was I?
You talking about the microscopic people,
Horton eggs, and
but the thing is that Dr. Seuss. I mean, some people. I mean, love him or hate him, he was a wonderful influence on all of us. I would like to say.
Are there people who hate him now?
Huh?
Well, he was kind of a tool.
Are there people who
as a person? He was kind of a tool.
As a human being. When he married
kind of
his second wife, who he broke up the marriage of, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
Yeah, he was kind of a tool.
Yeah. He said, "Why don't you give the kids to their father?" He didn't want the kid, and this is a guy who made his money from children's books. I mean, it's kind of weird. He changed. No, I mean, he got better, as they say in Monty Python speak. I got better, but it was still at one point he was a real prick.
Yeah. And speaking of Stones in Amsterdam, Mark might be in Amsterdam. Mark, if you're not on an airplane or whatever, pop on for a minute.
Yeah, just for a second.
Where in the world
your visits
Mark?
to the hash breweries?
Italy, I think he's heading to Italy via. I can't remember where he said it was. Oh yeah, he's right. He's going to Amsterdam. That's right. He's going to Amsterdam first, wasn't he? Then he was heading off to Italy afterwards.
Amsterdam.
1954, by the way.
Amsterdam.
Horton Hears a Who was 1954.
Yeah, and Atom Shrinking was 1960. So yeah, they were fairly close together.
Not really.
Well,
what I'm trying to say is he was ahead of his time, and he thought of this stuff, and I think it's fantastic. But he was really the first person to think of universes within the I'm sure he didn't think that big, but that's what he created.
Well, but I mean, you've got the Asimovs, the Bradburys, the
of course,
the Jules Verne's, the H.G. Wells,
but right now the multiple universe theory is so big, and that fits very snugly in there at the beginning of it. If not before, he might be the one who sparked the
Everyone knows the Earth is hollow and there's dinosaurs inside there. I saw a film about it when I was a kid.
Tesla 50 years before was talking about that kind of stuff. So it goes back. It just it's who influenced who to do what, to think what, to open their mind a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
No, agreed.
People need to open their minds a whole lot.
Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Okay, I won't start voguing or anything, but
yeah. But come on, Mark. If you're able to communicate on here, Mark, you're able to pop.
We're nearly at 2 hour mark anyway, so. I mean, I've got
call for the Oldroyd.
But it's all in
guys wanna hang
music,
out on
you
there?
know, right here, right now, watching the world go down in history. That was 35.
Right here, right now. Jesus Jones, thank you very much.
Okay. Take your word for it.
Song.
What was that? Turn of the century, or was that in the 90s?
89.
90s, right?
89.
80s? 89?
Right, I associate right here, right now, with the Berlin Wall coming.
Oh yeah.
This is the true rule of the universe, anyway. You guys are wrong. This is
that?
It's Cthulhu.
It's Cthulhu, of course. It's our dread lord Cthulhu.
You gave me too much of close up. I thought it was a Kirby monster.
Did you get a copy of Scott's book?
Cthulhu? The stars are almost right. The stars are almost right. Tremble in fear, for Cthulhu is coming. Allah, Allah, Cthulhu Fatagan.
Oh my God. So there's a series on Netflix. Oh, that's so good. There's a series on Netflix, Greg, that is...
This is my teddy bear I sleep with.
Oh, you're so stupid.
He's so cute. I tickle his tentacles for a
and your other one is a spaghetti monster. So there's a series on Netflix. I'm gonna have to. It's something 81, not VHS 81 video. It's something. Okay, so the premise is that there's video and film evidence of this demon coming into our realm. And it's very cool, but it's almost like a wannabe Cthulhu. I mean, I like the character that they created. I'm gonna have to. I'll come back next week and tell you what the title is. Great show, really amazing, and I hope it got a second season because they left us hanging. So you know how
I think there was a film a couple of years ago. I think it was called Underwater or something like that. And apparently, it turns out it's Cthulhu under the water or something, messing with some underwater.
What?
Place. But I've not seen it yet. Yeah, apparently it's meant to be Cthulhu under there. I need to find that somehow streaming. So I can watch it.
So Lovecraft's best friend came up with this character called the Living Ghost, and he only made 2 comic appearances. But he was awesome. He was the featured character. And he's basically Satan's right-hand man who came to Earth, and he was doomed to have to come back every 100 years. And he had one red eye in the first story, and they changed it in the second story. I don't know why. But it's fantastic. And it's easy to look up. And all of you, I tell you to go read The Living Ghost. It's awesome. And the artwork's great. But the guy who wrote it was Lovecraft's best friend. And he got out of the business soon after that and became a postman or something like that. Which happened a lot.
We're talking about a pulp magazine or a super early comic book.
No, it was actually in comics in the 40s.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and if you look up Living Ghost comic, you'll find it.
But who was Lovecraft's best friend then?
The guy who wrote it. I can't think of his name.
Oh, his name's not. Let's have a look. I've got the.
Well, Kyle, it's just you and
it's
me.
Not, it's not Clark. It's not Clark Ashton Smith, is it?
Well, it could be. I can't. I'm on my phone, so I can't access the internet right now.
All right. I don't think
so. That doesn't sound right.
No,
that sounds more.
I know because he corresponded with loads of people, didn't he? He spoke to loads of people by mail. So
but this
he was not very much.
This guy supposedly they actually lived together as friends for a while when they were starting out as writers. So there was direct.
Does he want to deal with his estate after he died as well? What's the name of the story?
The Living Ghost.
The Living Ghost.
Comics.
There's a horror movie from 1942 called The Living Ghost.
Hey, Shop, how you doing, buddy?
What wasn't that?
See your artwork displayed proudly there, Shop.
Did you say Living Ghost Comics when you did it?
Well, no, I just looked for because there's a film from 1942 as well. I thought I'd have a look at that first.
Right, but that has nothing to do with this, I don't think.
It's not based on the same. It's not based on the comic.
It pops right up normally.
I just thought it might be based on it. So let's look at the comic then. It's fine. Let's see if I can find the comic. You guys carry on chatting. You don't have to wait for me to get back.
Yeah.
Don't leave it quiet there. Okay.
Do you see anything?
Looking on Comic Vine now.
We appreciate you too, Shop.
Hey, if you guys are out there, sound off now and tell us you like this show, because sometimes we think we're all prattling fools, and you're.
I am a prattling
doing
fool.
This.
I am
What's
absolutely. That? I am absolutely a prattling fool. I don't deny that for one.
Well, I pretty much am too, but I don't want to admit it in public yet. I guess I just did, but
Yeah.
Bill Field, prattling fool.
Prattling fool.
Okay, just as a character called it, but it doesn't tell you anything about who did it. Well, on this page, anyway.
Okay, I'm going to leave for a second and go look it up and come right back.
And away goes Bill, and comes back Bill, and Bill's gone, and Bill's here, and Bill's gone.
Here I am. I'm gone.
You're on your own now, mate. I'm sitting here looking at this.
Hey, Paolo.
I can still hear y'all.
Do you know the Living Ghost, Paolo? Hey, Shop. Oh, wait till Bill comes back and we'll call it a night. Probably.
Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so you can't see. I hope you can't see me because I turned it sideways. But
yeah,
okay.
no, I can't see you. Black screen.
You see me? Okay.
Yeah, it's good naked, have you?
Okay, I'm looking it up now. So,
okay,
The Living Ghost is this 12-page story. Living Ghost narrates the story of Malevo, Satan's first lieutenant, a monster in search of a queen. Hold on, and hopefully it'll give me more info.
Yeah,
okay,
who wrote it?
and okay, and this issue came out in fall of 1948, and it was Adventures into the Unknown #1, which was I believe that was an American comic,
AMC or something akin to
yeah,
that.
I was gonna say AMC, yeah, and so let me see what it says about the artwork's fantastic. Okay, wait a second. The script is credited to
that's what I've got here, but it doesn't say anything about who created it.
Frank Belknap Long.
Belknap was a sci-fi writer,
right, and best friends with and the pencils and inks were credited to Fred Gardner, who actually was a fantastic Golden Age artist.
Well, he's Frazetta's, Gardner. That was Frazetta's. Frazetta was his understudy.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, crap. No, I lost you. No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, Belknap was a sci-fi guy
but
too.
He only appeared in 2 stories. I've always wanted to bring him back as a character, and I would change the name.
Public domain now,
because I don't want someone to rip me off. But there's a way better name that someone should have thought of. But that's another story altogether.
What, for the Living Ghost?
Yeah.
Says he appears in 3 issues.
Yeah. Yeah. And but what a great character. See, the problem is they said he only came back every 100 years, and he came back like a few months later in another issue. So,
and he only came back in Brigadoon, right?
Yeah, well, I am Spartacus. I'm the living ghost. What? Living ghost almost sounds like, I don't know, good, not bad. But
yeah, it's a bit of a misnomer, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
It's an oxymoron, isn't it? A living ghost.
Yep, living
Friendly
ghost.
we know.
It's like military intelligence, an oxymoron.
There was another one I heard the other day. It was a great oxymoron. I can't think of it right now, but I love oxymorons. I love them.
I don't know. I'm gonna try a little fun here. Hold on. Let's see if I have any company. Fatumsh and Orgo.
Wait, what?
Right.
Fatumsh and Orgo. Come on.
He's
Orgo.
quoting a bit of the young ones, UK comedy, an old UK comedy.
I'm trying to summon a couple of demons here.
Oh my God. You know, all those guys are alive except for what's his face?
Rick Mail.
Except for Rick Mail, who was probably the funniest one of the four, I might add. Although Neil,
all
I
the other
Neil.
ones agree. All of them agree. Rick was.
Neil was great. You know,
he was more a serious actor. He's like he didn't do much more comedy after that. He was a serious actor, really, mostly.
What? Oh my God!
Yeah, all of them. But Abe became a musician. Abe became a serious.
Well, now, and what's his face is still alive, but I thought he was dead. But I got him mixed up with the guy from Harry Potter that was in the series who did die.
Snape.
Huh?
The one who played Snape.
Snape, yeah.
Alan no, not Snape. Not Snape. The big guy.
Oh, Hagrid.
Hagrid.
I see Robbie Coltrane.
He made several appearances in the young ones.
Yeah, that's right.
And so
Alexi Sales still kicking around making.
Now
fun.
He is.
I was just talking about
and I thought that's the one. That's the one I thought had died. Kyle.
I was listening to Alexi Sales podcast just the other week. He's on a podcast.
Is it great?
I was talking to Steve.
I'm going to have to go. I love him.
Yeah. Alexi's still going strong.
Have you ever seen him in that Doctor Who episode he did? He was great. He played.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Was he on in his Dr. Martin's boots? Dr. Martin.
Dr. Martin.
Oh my God, he's so damn hilarious.
Oh my God!
I honestly thought he was the funniest guy on the. I mean, he didn't make that many appearances, but I thought he was the funniest guy on the show. He made me laugh so much. And he made you laugh on the Doctor Who. I think it's Resurrection.
Did you ever see his show that he had? He had a show, like a comedy sketch show for a couple of seasons. I don't know if you ever saw those.
Wow.
You have to look him up on YouTube. I think they're on YouTube. He's got some funny ideas for his jokes.
I'll be right back.
He does like a radio show as well. Something sandwich bar, like Phantom Sandwich Bar, something weird. Imaginary Sandwich Bar. I'm not listening to it a great deal, but what I have heard was funny. Yay, I'm on my own again. Yay, literally. Let me show Bill my Cyberman coaster.
Cyberman.
The Cyberman coaster, Bill, you're missing it. No, too late. So what exciting things you got coming up, Kyle? Any holidays? Any visiting the family? Anything like that? Barbecue?
Just did that over Easter and then did the yard, and I'm going to be recuperating for like 2 weeks, chasing little kids around while they found Easter eggs and stuff, and just trying to be cheery and chipper and have fun, and then cut my grass, and my body hurt. I literally hurt from here down. Like the only part of me that doesn't hurt.
You got to take it easy. Don't kill yourself. Stay relaxed, man. Stay relaxed. Don't be swinging the grandkids around if you can't handle it.
Oh, and I got a grandkid. 3 weeks. Got a grandbaby coming in 3 weeks.
Oh. Any more dog sitting planned? Any more dog sitting?
No, not at all. I got to take a break from that for a while.
From what?
Dog sitting, but
Dog
got
sitting.
a grandbaby.
Do you
girl
have any
coming
dogs?
in 3 weeks
Yourself?
No,
but
looking
kids
after
have
dogs for his mate.
dogs.
I need one so bad.
Kids have dogs. Friends
Buffalo
have
died
dogs.
3 years ago.
So, but
Buffalo's my best
we got a
friend.
grandbaby girl coming in 3 weeks, and the best part of my life is just watching my wife sparkle.
Grandpa,
she cannot wait. She wants to go on all
again.
these shopping sprees and do
How
all
many
this
times
stuff.
will this be?
So
5?
This is her first female grandbaby. So that makes me so happy. It's actually my first.
Is this your 5th grandchild?
Third.
Oh, just 3rd.
Just third. 3 kids, 3 grandkids.
I thought the Kyle
Bill, you married?
Becoming the King
And
family.
this is technically her first actual grandbaby because my daughter is from my first marriage. So my grandson is her. I mean, she accepts it. She is grandma. Period. Blood
I see what you're. But this is special in that way.
This
Understood.
is the first of her biological grandchildren, and she is just coming out of her mind.
That's so fantastic.
There's nothing better than that. There's nothing. Watching my wife, she's like, "We're gonna go shopping for this. I haven't bought this yet because we're gonna do this." And just
how much older are the kids that are yours?
Well, all our kids were born within a year and a half of each other. So my daughter was born, then her youngest son was born.
So you guys, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you guys had kids together. You didn't.
No. I only have 2 regrets in my life. I will die with only 2 regrets. That I never actually physically had kids with this woman, and that I haven't done a Felix Baumgartner parachute jump from space. I want to go to space, but I'll die.
That last one was kind of out there. I like that.
Yeah,
I desperately.
If you could find some way to combine the two, maybe.
I want to go to space. I've always wanted to go to space.
In vitro fertilization.
No, what you need to do,
Kyle, that was genius. You have to give me
parachute from space. You need to parachute from space whilst impregnating your wife, and then you land in Amsterdam. Where what's his face? Where Jimmy? What's his bloody face? The singer from the Rolling Stones. He offers you a split as soon as you land. That's what you need.
There you go. And I
Mick
could
Jagger.
die happy in that moment. I could die happy.
Mick Jagger, here you go, mate. Have a tuck on that.
Because that's what I said. My bucket list are just overflowing. So so I didn't get to go to space.
You have the lead singer of AC/DC going, have a drink on me when he gets to the ground.
Yeah. But I mean,
just like what you said.
If I live another 10 years,
Brian, what? What's Brian's last name?
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
If I live another 10 years,
I
could
special effects guy.
Go to space. Space isn't off the thing for me yet. I could potentially still go to space.
You can.
But yeah.
Once we cut your head off after you die,
but
we'll
I could potentially go, but I don't expect it to happen. An airplane ride beats me to death, so I know a plane ride, even though it'd be short, a plane ride.
There's no good barbecue places in space, according to Paolo, and there's no good barbecue places.
But he's never been to the restaurant at the end of the universe.
He's right. Paolo's right.
No,
Kal-El.
The restaurant at the end of the universe has everything. There would be the best barbecue in the world.
I doubt they have good Texas barbecue, though.
You do realize that's
everything. You get to watch the end of the universe.
Paolo, you have a thumbs up from me.
You go to the restaurant at the end of the universe, you get to have a chat with your meal before you eat it as well, don't you?
There you go.
But you're way over 42, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to go there.
No, that's true.
The number, not the age.
I'm just a guy,
But, so we never found out what 42 really meant, did we?
It's a secret to life, the universe, and everything. What are you talking about? It's a question. We know what it's the answer to. We just need to know what the question is. So we have to think we need to
it's like Jeopardy.
Yeah.
You get the answer first. You got to come up with the question.
Yeah.
We are slowly figuring out the question. We will become part of that.
Kyle, you didn't get to see my cool mask earlier.
It's got Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I saw it. Like I said, I've been watching from the get.
Oh, okay, that's right. You did say
I'm not
that.
sure
I
Batman with
apologize.
facial hair really goes. I'm not too sure if Batman with facial hair really works out for me. I'm not sure if I'm.
You like Batman with a beard?
Bearded Batman. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh man, great. Have you seen that old photo from the 1800s of the guy wearing a Batman mask that has a beard as long as yours?
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's way before Batman. There's no telling where you've seen that, Kyle, haven't you?
Well, yeah. There's different variations of horn rim mask and stuff. But you have
Paolo, you're on fire today, brother. You're on fire.
You have seen Batman with the beard. You have seen Batman with the beard. In Batman 66, she was played by Yvonne Craig.
Oh, that's so wrong. Oh my God! Don't go Wortham on this, dude.
But you don't need to pay for the tab.
I think you got to do from the group. I don't know.
All you got to do is put 1 penny in the bank account now, and the compound interest will pay for your meal when you get to the restaurant at the end of the universe. Everyone knows that.
I forgot about that.
Hey, I learned something new earlier today from an interview from last night on Jimmy Kimmel that I just watched today. Do you know who one of Yvonne Craig used to live in a little ladies' apartment for actresses and performers in New York, and she had 4 other roommates. Do you know who one of her roommates were?
Someone of a similar age, I'm guessing.
Carol Burnett.
She's a singer.
The TV person, Carol Burnett, with the TV
show. I heard the name. But...
Yeah. One of her old roommates was. She was just telling a story on Jimmy Kimmel last night.
Did she not do singing as well? I'm sure I've heard her
sing. She dances, but yeah.
Carol Burnett told the story.
Yeah, on Jimmy Kimmel last night. So.
Okay.
Kyle, you know where she was born?
Like right off of Hollywood Boulevard.
San Antonio, Texas, dude.
Oh, okay.
Carol Burnett. Yeah. Her house is a historical site where she's born. And then she moved to California, and the rest is history. Probably the best American comedian ever.
They're having a 2-hour show on her, like the end of this week, next week. They're having a 2-hour show to celebrate.
Well, they better do it soon because she's like 86, 87.
90. It's her 90th
she's 90?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Just turned 90. She's the new Betty White.
Yep. Although there's only one Betty White.
And the only one left from that show, she's gonna have Vicki Lawrence on, but Harvey's gone, Tim's gone.
Lyle's gone.
Now Dick Van Dyke's still around, but she didn't talk about him being on there.
But
was he ever considered a regular?
No, but he was on a lot. I mean, he was on the couch in the Mama's Family where Tim told the elephant story. So
Nanette Fabray was on there a lot too.
According to this, we're coming full circle because I'm looking at her stuff and it says important works. Dr. Zeus Hears a Who. Horton Hears a Who. It's down as one of her important works.
For Carol Burnett?
For Carol Burnett, yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know what she did on it. Was it? I'll have to click on that.
Well, I mean, she's great at character roles, so I'm sure she was probably had a major role as a Who.
Well, she did Princess and the Pea. That was her break. Is she did Princess and the Pea on Broadway, and she.
I thought her big break was Gary Moore, and then she got the Princess.
That's how she got it. She was doing Princess and the Pea, and that's how she got it.
Oh, Princess and the Pea was first? I thought that wasn't until the 60s.
No, she was on Broadway. She was doing stuff on Broadway.
Okay.
Apparently, she played a kangaroo in Horton Hears a Who.
That sounds about right.
Oh, she was the mom.
She was a kangaroo, whatever that was.
Kangaroo. Yeah, she was the mom.
Okay.
Horton Hears a Who cartoon. Yeah, she was actually the voice actress in the cartoon.
I'm trying to look up a list of her songs. I'm sure I remember her name in relation to a song or something.
Yeah, and she did I want to say she did at least. I know she did at least one Robert Altman movie, but I think she did more than that.
And I didn't know this. She got into the last season of Better Call Saul.
I didn't know that either.
She loved Breaking Bad so much that
she
Vince
begged for a role.
made her a major part in the finals of Better Call Saul.
Well, she was also because she has a house next door to Jim Neighbors. They were best friends. Jim's gone, but and so she took a role as
she was neighbors with neighbors.
aunt on
Back
Hawaii
home
Five-0
in Indiana. I get compared to Jim Neighbors more than anybody on the planet.
No, you don't. My cousin Richard does. My cousin Richard.
Anytime I tell people I was
and my
a
cousin
Marine,
Richard actually is gay, so
yeah.
it fits more.
Anytime I tell somebody I was a Marine, the first words out of their mouth were, what, Gomer Pyle? So, literally. So, I get called Gomer Pyle once a month. Literally.
Okay, here's how we see if you're just like him. Sing, "Oh my papa." I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Back home again in Indiana.
Jim Neighbors.
You're hitting me with all these Americanisms, guys. I don't know any of these things.
We're leaving you in the lurch. Sorry, Gray.
I've heard the name, but don't ask me. I've never seen the program or whatever.
Well,
yeah. Hey, Paolo, do you want to see the Indy 500? I can see it. Oh, the secret stash is on now.
Oh.
Here, let me take off this microphone. I don't know how well this thing's going to work.
Oh, yeah, because of that. Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's talking about the Indy 500. Would you like to know?
I've seen that.
But Paolo, he didn't do that until after the movie with Burt Reynolds, right?
No, Jim did it for like 50 years.
Oh, really? Oh, is that why he did the movie? Well, he was great in that movie.
See the other side of that tree? That's the racetrack.
Yeah.
The ORP is behind me. Indiana Raceway Park is right behind me. But yeah.
Oh my God! Hey, show us again. I didn't see
walk.
It. Go back out.
What is that? Where the Indianapolis 500 is outside your house?
I can walk to it. It's like 2 miles from me that way.
Oh my God!
But the Raceway Park is directly behind me. But my doctor's office is about a 2-block walk from the main entrance to the 500.
Paolo, if you ever want to go to Indianapolis 500, just stay around Kyle's, mate. He's only 2 miles away. He's walking distance from there.
I'll go with you. We'll go together and we'll make Kyle take us to the 500.
I grew up friends of the family with AJ Foyt, greatest race car driver that ever lived.
The best. Yeah.
My Uncle Bud was his head mechanic. But by the end, he worked with him for like 42 years before Bud died.
AJ's still alive, right?
Yeah, AJ's still knocking around down in your neck of the woods. He's down.
I think Paolo needs to come and talk cars of you guys then.
So,
man, NASCAR's the bomb.
Dude, I have so many Indy 500 tickets. Indy 500.
You did, Paolo? That's awesome, man. In the pink. What? His only demand was that I interview the Chief Medical. Wow, that's cool, man.
I've got 500 tickets. I've got 500 tickets signed by Bill Clinton. I got to spend some time with Vin Diesel, Muhammad Ali there. I could drop names all day long there.
Well, and apparently you are.
But
kidding, right, Gray?
I mean,
it's not as cool I ever was interested in.
I have so many stories from that track, going to the first Brickyard 400, my brother hanging out, my story about how I fell in love with Dale Earnhardt because he remembered the kid's name I was in the Marines with, which blew me away.
Dale Earnhardt was a good guy, wasn't he?
Oh my God. I'm going to do a brief version of this story. Now, granted, I'd only been out of the Marines 2 years at the first Brickyard. So I was in the service with a kid named Billy Ray Milstead, who grew up in Kannapolis, North Carolina. Now, Kannapolis, North Carolina is basically the Earnhardt family and 10 other families. It's a hole-in-the-wall, tiny little town. The bread and butter of that whole town was the Earnhardt family. They ran car dealerships and gas stations and stuff like that. And my friend Billy worked for like 2 summers while he was Alan Zanardi. Yeah, Zanardi's been around for a while. Billy only worked like 2 summers in one of his little podunk gas station shops as a, he'd go get monkey wrenches for people. He'd go do things. He was basically a gopher boy. And then he went in the Marine Corps. And this was in the late 80s or mid 80s, mid to late 80s. So I'm out in 94. I'm walking around the snake pit and we go up to Earnhardt's car and he comes up and I said, I just got out of the Marines a couple years ago. I had a buddy of mine that was from Kannapolis that was in the Marines that said he used to work at one of your shops. And before I got through that sentence, he went, Billy Ray Milstead. And my jaw dropped. I'm like, dude, you are surrounded by 1 million people. You are this busy. And you remember a snot-nosed kid who worked in one of your car shops while you were a professional race car driver, and you remember this kid by name. And he's like, yeah, he went in the Marines. We did a little party for him going away. I was like, that is so impressive. That was so impressive. He remembered.
That's super impressive.
I was like, he was because when Billy would tell the story, yeah, I met the Earnhardts and yeah, this, that, and the other, and and it's his stories. And I met Dale a few times. It's a big neighborhood thing. Because like I grew up.
Did you ever know Junior?
No, not at all.
No.
Now he probably did, and his Junior was growing up and stuff like that. But Billy just downplayed. He's like, yeah, Earnhardt's winning these races, but he'd never remember me. And when I ran into him, he snapped his name off like it was nothing. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. How cool is that? So
cool. It's good he's not got the big head that he remembers.
If I ever get around to it, I can pull out something because I went to the first GP. I went to the Grand Prix that were here. I got tickets to the motocross races that were here, the brickyards. I got access to all that stuff. I had open door access. Our family used to host parties with AJ Foyt, and like one of the coolest things I ever did with my wife was now I'm forgetting his name, Roberto Guerrero. Beautiful Italian kid. My wife had a crush on him when we dated in '87, and I worked out a thing with my great uncle Bob, where I was going to take my wife to the 500, and we went by one of our taverns, and they were having a little party, and of course AJ was there. I'm like, I'm going to introduce you to AJ and Rick Mears and a few other people, dropping a few names. And we walk in, and I'd worked it out. So Paolo was sitting in the middle of the table, and my wife just kind of turned around. She was like, oh, my God, or Pablo Guerrero, I think was Guerrero, Roberto Guerrero. Why do I
don't know.
Roberto Guerrero. But she walked in and saw him, and her jaw just dropped. She's like, you got to be kidding me. I said, yeah, I kind of did this on purpose. I didn't tell you he was going to be there. But I'm in small town Indiana on the west side. It's everybody knows everybody. My mom grew up being raced around by AJ Foyt when he was running sprint cars. They used to run cars around the neighborhood.
Raced around or chased around?
So, but I mean, the neighborhood I'm in right now, when AJ was coming up, was pure cornfield. There was nothing here but cornfield. Nothing. Literally nothing but cornfield where I'm sitting right now. So
you guys want to sit and chat for a second? I gotta shoot off for a bit. You guys have a chatting?
Yeah, we'll finish things up when you come back.
Okay, mate. I'll leave you to it.
But no, if you ever want racing stuff, hell, I pulled out a couple of here's some more fun from Paolo. I don't know how this is going to work with the mic unhooked here, but we just pulled these out of things the other day. I pulled these hats out with some memorabilia I got out here, but
we can still hear you well.
I never gave these away. You can still hear me good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I pulled out this stack of hats. Here's a
Hey, Paolo, where do you live?
Unworn Colt
awesome.
Super Bowl champion hat. It's got all the
for the Colts, of course. Oh, that's awesome.
Good thing my mom gave me. USA. Here's a couple of Foyt racing hats that AJ gave me.
Oh, those are awesome.
So there you go. If it wasn't such a pain to ship to Paolo's like over in Spain, or I'd get AJ to sign one of these and send it to him.
Oh man, you can still do it.
If he wasn't so, yeah, it's so costly. But
Yeah, that's
AJ's
true.
got shops around here, and
Oh, Paolo is in Spain. Okay, Paolo. Well,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
if I could, I mean, I'd get him on or Portugal. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, Portugal.
And
Okay.
Roberto was Colombian. Thank you. So Kenny Bernstein.
I'm not reading his posts. Is he sending it straight to you or something?
No, they're just popping up slow. So I knew.
Okay.
I kept thinking Spain, but it's Portugal. Sorry about that mistake, Paulo. But yeah, if he wasn't so far away, I'd get AJ to sign him a hat.
Do you know what Portugal's known for, right?
The most beautiful women in the world.
Well, yeah. Okay, so second thing is port wine.
Is what?
Port wine.
Well, yeah, port wine.
You know?
Beautiful views. An amazing soccer team.
And the language Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yeah. Which I had to learn when I created commercials for the Brazilian market. Which you know what? I think the biggest imprint Portugal has left globally is probably that they used to run Brazil.
But yeah, Paulo, if you ever come back through Indy, if I hadn't shut off my Facebook, I'd actually pull up a few pictures, but I shut it all off.
I didn't know that, bud.
But like my doctor's office on this street, my doctor's office is here. There's a couple of dive restaurants here, and basically catty corner to my doctor's office is AJ's main office right there on Gasoline Alley, and then it goes right up to the main entrance. So, but yeah, I live off the street that's right there that I pointed down the road to is called Raceway Road because it's the run to the track there. So
Gotcha.
I live right in the heart of the racing capital of the world. And again, it's small town. Indianapolis was always small anyway, even though there's a million people in the suburbs. But it's small town, you know,
right.
60s and 70s. This is all small town. There isn't a year that's passed that I don't have some racing story akin to something or somebody in my immediate family. You know,
we had Grand Prix here for 2 or 3 years. I can't remember which, but
when I went to my Uncle Bud's funeral, I took one of my clients and we sat next to Tom Sneva in the front row for my Uncle Bud's funeral. So
beautiful.
AJ couldn't make it from Texas for the proceedings. He came up for the family for a thing the day after.
You had an Uncle Bud. I had an Uncle Buddy. But, that's pretty cool.
We're sitting there with Sneva. And like the racetrack and everything, some things over, and there's all these nice little bouquets that come in.
Yeah.
And in walks this most obnoxious thing of flowers. One of them ring of roses that they hang around people, you know, like when they won, like when AJ won the 77 Indy 500. He's got that ring of roses over his shoulders, and my grandma is sitting right next to him on the hood of the car. That's my grandma.
How beautiful is that?
In the picture. But this big obnoxious ring that they used to give the winners, he sent this thing to Bud, and I mean, this thing was like 6 foot tall arch of flowers, and it was in like Irish colors, green and white and things like that. And it had a silly message on it. It was a big tongue-in-cheek thing, where AJ told him he was going to go over the top for his funeral, and he did it. And it was so funny.
That's hilarious.
But they walked in with this great...
That's so beautiful.
Everything was understated at this service, and then this big obnoxious thing walks in, and AJ got a laugh right there at the end because he told him...
Yeah, that's so good.
So Roberto Guerrero was a Colombian driver. I thought you sounded Spanish. He was driving the Budweiser car for Kenny Bernstein when I started following in the car. And Paolo said
that's who she was in love with was Roberto Guerrero. But yeah, I mean, I've got boxes. I've given away so many things from the races and things like that. And
hey, can I show you guys one more cool thing before we have to go?
Yep, go on.
Okay. This is a Hanna-Barbera wallpaper book.
Wallpaper book?
They were so big at one time that they had... No, seriously.
Yeah.
So all of these wallpapers for kids are based on Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
That is so cool.
Oh, it's so cool. Oh,
I like the little dinosaur.
This is from the Jetsons.
Let me see if I'll put you on the
my
big screen.
face. Hold on till you get there, because right now it's on my goofy face.
Right, I've got to drag him over. Try to. Anyway, it's taking its time, though. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can get him over there. Come on.
There he is.
So this is Jetsons. Of course, you can see the skies and how they have it. And then you have this stuff.
Nice.
Floating ships. Floating spaceship.
Isn't that great?
That's cool.
And then I'll keep going. Okay, so they had quite a bit of Jetson stuff. I mean, this is probably something like that. And then
the sound's got a bit funny.
Yeah, he's gone a little weird.
The Flintstones.
Sound's gone.
Biggest.
Is mine weird today or just him?
Just
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, that is awesome.
This couples the animal contraptions they had with the actual characters. Wouldn't that have been great in your room? I would love
Yeah.
It's just so cool. And of course, the Flintstones is probably their biggest.
Oh, it's a boulder. Like a little boulder as well. That's cool.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
I saw a dinosaur in there a minute ago.
I'm gonna have to leave and come back because you are.
There he goes. What an amazing piece of memory. Hey, we'll pick it up next week because, like, I was going to come on for 5 minutes again, but people are being stupid. So there we go. And there I am on your head again. Now I move. Now I'm on.
Well, give him a minute to come back. Well, we can show next week.
That turned out kind of fun. Yeah, if it wasn't so late in the show, Paolo, I'd start grabbing a bunch of my race memorabilia. I have so much crap from that. It's impossible not to get it. It's just one of them things where it's.
Is it not noisy?
And I got comped so many tickets. I probably got comped $20,000 in ticket stuff.
Is it not really noisy like when that's on though, where you are?
Oh my God! Now the race park behind me here, when they bring out the big guns, it rattles the windows to my house. I'm just far enough away from the 500 where it's ambient background noise. It sounds like a school bus driving by or something like in the distance. But when it's full on going, like if they'll start testing cars this week or next week because they're testing them over here now where it's even closer. But when they start testing cars, on a quiet afternoon, that's cool. That's cool, Pilot. Man, that really makes me want to go up and grab some of my swag from that. So, damn, I even tucked some back away in there again. Call me one of these days. We'll do a live show on Talky. Yeah, and I was never a race fan, but I was never not a race fan. I don't know the easy way to put that. But
yeah, I'm more of a speedway guy. Motorbike racing.
You know what? I mean, Paolo's here. We're waiting for Bill. I can tiptoe up and grab this one little box with a few random things in it. I know.
Yeah, but it'd take forever to go get. Go on. Oh,
I'll be right back.
Go on. I'm gonna go and heat my dinner up in a minute. I'm gonna sit here and carry on reading this comic book that I just started on the loo. It's got a sexy Nocturna in it. I don't know if she was ever used. I never heard of her until I got a few old comic books that had her in it, and she's in it quite a lot. She's looks a bit like Raven. Very sultry and seductive. Another woman that Bruce Wayne nearly had a relationship with. I don't think Bill's coming back. Tum-tum. La 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 la. Make sure you sub up to my reactions channel. The link is down below. Sub up to my the Grey Man Reacts. Oh, someone bought my poster. That's cool. Tum-tum. I want to go get my dinner on. It's blinking 10:30.
Did Bill not come back?
No.
Bill. Yeah, I got so much stuff buried in so many places. I got stuff buried in boxes behind me too, but the ridiculousness of it all. Let's wear. Yeah.
I'll try to put you on the big screen.
I just got erasing stuff. I'm not gonna pull all these global travel tickets, rock and roll memorabilia. Yeah, some of my concert used drumsticks. I'm pretty sure it was in here. Speaking of Carol Burnett, there's my Harvey Korman and Tim Conway autographs. But where is my Poetry to a Sufi Mystic Journal?
Are you in the big screen yet at all?
Yeah, I'm on the big screen.
Oh, cool.
I'm pretty sure all the racing stuff's in here. One of my 8x10s from Eddie Money that he gave me. But again, I'm looking for the racing stuff. Oh, there's racing stuff. There's Carl Edwards and Travis Kvapil from NASCAR. Having lunch with Carl.
What noise?
That dude.
Like just
There's
blow up.
Faber starting his hot rod.
Oh yeah.
There's Gilbert Gottfried and Bob Goldthwait. Here's my view from the inner circle with Bill Clinton at 500. But come on now, it has to be in here. Don't tell me I grabbed the wrong thing. Turtles. Stuff from Green Day's play. Come on now. There's always a nice thing to randomly have. There's a lot that had $2,000 in it. Alright, there we go. There's my lanyard from the US Grand Prix. There's one of my pass holders from. I knew I was going to get to it. I knew it was in here. There's so much crap so many places. A band I used to play for, some flyers. Come on now, it's got to be more than this. Where I don't even know where my Bill Clinton autograph ticket is. Did I grab the wrong thing? All right, this is making me goofy. Now, I know the Clinton's in something else anyway, but it's got to be more than just that pass. Unless I didn't think I put this stuff in a different box. All right, this is just maddening. Don't tell me I put this stuff in a different bag, a different box. I went through all this trouble and it's in something different. Come on, man. Wait for Bill to get back, then I grabbed all the wrong stuff. Maybe it's in this.
Only the 2005 US Grand Prix was one of the most infamous races in the history of Formula One.
Well, yeah, Schumacher stopped. Or Schumacher's partner, Schumacher's teammate basically stopped and let him pass him. So Schumacher could win the race.
All right.
Yeah, Schumacher was in second, and his teammate basically come to a stop. There's a fun British thing. Doctor and the medic, suppress kit.
Oh, yeah. They did Spirit in the Sky, didn't they?
Yeah, that's a press kit from them. There's a press kit from Sam Kennison.
Going on up to the Spirit in the Sky.
Stuff from bands to my kid. Music. Come on now. Oh, I just remembered where most of that signed stuff is. It's actually, and I'm not taking my camera up there and talking through it because I'll wake my wife up. It's actually in my, preserve my, wish box, but you get the idea. Man, I thought there was more of that in here. There's Bill. Nope, I didn't grab the right thing. And I'm not going to go back up to the other one. So it's going to have to be another day. But trust me, Paolo, there's a whole boatload of it. But
trust him, Paolo.
All my signed tickets are actually in another box, and I just now remembered where they are.
Are you tired, Gray?
Stack of signed tickets.
I got to go and get my dinner on. You show the rest of your. You're going to show the dinosaur in your wallpaper book.
The dinosaur.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, in your wallpaper book.
Here's another favorite of mine that needs to be framed on the wall. My Curly Neal Osby autograph.
Oh man, you know what? They were such a big part of my life growing up. It's not even funny.
Well, Globetrotters.
But yeah, huge. I saw them first when I lived in Hawaii as a kid. Okay, so I'll make this quick. So
there you go, dinosaurs.
There's Tino. Okay, there's all the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, cool.
Isn't that great stuff?
Yeah.
And so then we move into.
I'd have dinosaurs on my wall now, I tell you.
Hey man, I wish I did.
They never get boring.
Now we move on to Yogi Bear. Can you see that?
Sleepier than the average bear.
Yeah, he is. Sleepier and smarter. Supposedly. Yeah. And then we move into. Where are we now? Oh, Scooby.
Did you go and watch him play, Carlo? Oh, Scooby. Scooby-Doo-Doo!
I do a good shag. You want to hear my Shaggy?
I don't know. It sounds like it might be,
that sounded weird, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, Scoob, what do you think we should do now?
Your best
actually. That was pretty good. That was pretty close.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, your best Casey case in there. How do I cover these things up? Since it has.
You know what? I worked with Casey Kasem once in 1988 when I worked at SeaWorld.
A liquor license from when I used to be a bartender.
What?
Did Casey Kasem do Scooby-Doo and the Blinking Top 10 chart hits there?
At the same time.
There's a little ticket from Osaka, Japan.
Oh.
And great. Do you know what famous superhero he played?
San Francisco to Indianapolis.
What, in real life or voice acting?
The voice acting.
Was it in Super Friends or something like that?
Yep, he was Robin.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sure.
and several of the villains.
okay.
And
Yeah,
he
I've
was
never
also
seen it.
in Josie and the Pussycats and a
Okay.
lot of other stuff.
From
Great guy.
LA from Japan to LA.
Although I'm very much trying to get a full run of the Super Friends comic books, I've never seen a single Super Friends cartoon.
You know what?
There's a fun little piece of history.
But one regret I really have on comic book art is I had the one page that had the Wonder Twins and Wendy and Marvin on it, and I sold it, and I still kick myself.
You had to have these on you when you worked security for
Deadly
some of these
Force.
things.
What's that?
When you were allowed to use deadly force, you had to have these on you when you worked at bases and barracks and things like that.
That's awesome.
But firing orders in self-defense, the only 6 reasons you could ever fire on somebody.
Okay.
And then put my finger across that. There's my AMPDR 27 license for chemical weapons. I was an NBC chemical weapons specialist.
Chemical weapons? I thought they were barred by the Geneva Convention.
Nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons. I was a nuclear, biological, and chem warfare specialist.
So you was an ABC warrior?
NBC.
No,
that's
ABC.
funny, man.
ABC
that's
Warriors,
2018
2018, mate. You didn't read that story.
Yeah, basically, yes. That was one of my side gigs, so. Sorry, Paulo, I grabbed the wrong thing. I'm telling you on another show, I'll pull out the stack of tickets. I just remembered where all my sports.
Paolo, thank you for being a great viewer and enjoying the show.
We've got basically 3 times as many people in the panel than there is watching. Paolo's the only one watching us. And 3 times as many people.
If I wouldn't wake my wife up, I'd actually go up there and lift the lid, do it. But it's all my sports ephemeras in the top.
What time is it there for you now, then, Carl?
It's 4:46 here.
10 till 6 p.m.
Oh yeah, you're Eastern time, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm Eastern time.
Yeah, I'm Central time.
But yeah,
so
I got
it's
tons
4:47 here, p.m.
All right.
And so I'm gonna guess, Graham, it's 10:47 there.
Yep, 10:48. Yeah. Time to go and heat up my dinner. So thanks for hanging out.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you for everything. Kyle, great to see you, buddy.
Yeah, when I pop back on, I'll dig out some racing stuff.
Okay.
I promise. So.
Love you guys.
Right. See you later, everyone.
Adios.
Ciao. Arrivederci.